Welcome back. Kevin Millwood on the mound. Michael Saunders out there in center field. The Mariners set to begin second half plays. Game number 88 on the season. Brendan Ryan back from California, signing some autographs. Casper Wells looking to keep his momentum, his good play, keep it going. And Millwood looking to keep it going in his fourth start against his former team tonight. Hey, it's a giveaway that will give your future Mariners just as smoke, strength, and Ichiro-like speed. It's Boeing Kids Cape Day, and it's free to all youngsters 14 and under this Sunday when the Mariners take on the Rangers. Following the game, they're invited down on field to have their cape flap in the wind as they circle the Safeco Field bases. Tickets at mariners.com. Welcome back to the show. Encouraging all kids, of course, to wear those capes as they circle the bases. Well, everybody back from the All-Star break. I mentioned Brendan Ryan went home to California. Some guys hung out in this area. A group went to Lake Chelan. But trust me, no matter where they were thinking about baseball. For a guy like Dustin Ackley, the second half of the season, not the only thing on his mind.
I definitely thought about the first half as well as what's going to happen in the second half. Just kind of reflecting on what happened and what I think I need to do to improve. And I mean, I think that's what we got out here yesterday and got a little workout in to kind of start that off. And I think everybody's on the right track.
Eric Wedge was saying that there might be some changes lineup-wise, moves-wise. You know, you're being mentioned of maybe going down to AAA Tacoma. How do you deal with that? How do you react to that?
I mean, I try not to think about things in the future. I mean, I'm just going to take it day to day. And, I mean, I've never thought about getting called up or getting sent down. So it's really no time for me to start now. I'm just going to try to keep improving day to day. And wherever that takes me, it takes me.
Good attitude there by Dustin Ackley. The young kids going through those growing pains like we talked about. We will see that probably all season long. And we knew we were going to see this as we go up to the booth. It's Rick Riz, Dave Valley. You found Benny, the Pizza Hut delivery guy.
I just
you
want
hijacked
you to know,
him.
I just want
Here
you to know,
you go.
Brad.
Pizza bag, guys.
Pizza.
You're not the only one who got
Unbelievable.
pizza tonight, buddy.
Yeah, I see mine gone, and I know where it is, Val. I'm coming up there, buddy.
I'm going to miss him. He's going to be chomping on this pizza.
Yeah, you won't talk for like 3 innings.
He's on his own.
Exactly.
We'll have some fun. Hey, hi, everybody. Welcome to Safeco Field. We're getting ready for the first game of the second half of the season. Rick Riz along with Dave Valley. And Val, as Brad and Bill talked about, a lot of young players still trying to figure out, and they will. What do you expect to see in the second half of the season?
Well, one of the things, Rick, that I think is very important for this young ball club is for these guys to start to become aggressive, to start swinging the bat a little bit early in the count. I'd like to see them start to progress early in the count. What we're seeing over the first part of the year, take a look at these numbers. 0-0 count, MLB average is 333. The Mariners hitting 339. But then you go to 1-0 and a 2-0 count. Those are typically fastball counts.
Yeah.
You want to, as a young hitter, you want to be aggressive. That bat's not dangerous unless it's moving. So what I'd like to see is these young guys go up there looking for a fastball in those fastball counts and start being aggressive. And one guy that we have seen over the course from last year, Michael Saunders, has completely changed his approach up at the plate. Last year, he was taking a lot of early strikes, but this year he's had 308 plate appearances. He swung the bat 101 times. That's 33%. But look at his average when he puts the ball in play. 531. I love to see. I mean, that's a huge thing. And one of the things last year, he had only one hit the entire year on the first pitch. This season, in the first half, he's had 17 first pitch hits. That's a huge difference. That's the difference between hitting 200 for Michael Saunders and what he's hitting today. So if some of these other guys, you know, Justin Smoke, Dustin Ackley, start getting up there, look for a fastball. When you get one in the zone, don't let that thing pass. Get that bat moving and see what happens. Go up there aggressive.
Michael Saunders, nice first half of the season. Now we get ready for the second half of 2012, and manager Eric Wedge will go with the 37-year-old right-handed veteran Kevin Millwood. He will start the opening game against the Texas Rangers. Brad and Bill will be back to talk about the starters right after this timeout.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, Cowboy Rock with Ronnie Dunn of Brooks & Dunn, July 28th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Welcome back. Is that a shot on the new Ferris wheel?
That's
a little afraid of heights, so that couldn't be me. Is that you?
Big one.
Is that you during the break?
Yeah.
You take your camera out there with us?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a height guy.
There you go. All right,
Sure.
second half ready to begin. It's a nice shot there. We take you back. Hey, Derek Holland on the mound and Bill Kruger. My goodness. Last time he was taking cover against the Mariners.
This was like VP. This is an old-fashioned behind-the-woodshed beating. We're talking about 8 runs in the second inning. As I mentioned, a touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Knocked him around. Montero and Ackley with the 2-run shots. And, boy, Holland's been out for a month with the DL on the DL with a shoulder problem, so he could be there for the taking.
It looked like he was clean-shaven. That mustache is gone, so maybe better fortunes for him. The second half of our Lexus pitching matchup, Kevin Millwood on the mound, making his 4th start against his former team. And I'll tell you, the first 3 turns have all been really good, Bill.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're talking 1-0 with a 1.06. I mean, 3 times against the Rangers lineup. Well, I'll tell you what, Kevin Millwood, he's not afraid to throw his fastball on both sides. They're a right-hand hit team. He's had a lot of success against them. He's yet to give up more than 1 run in any of the 3 starts. You see the numbers. And he's pitched well in Texas, well at home. You know, this guy came off a terrific performance his last time out against Oakland. Shut him out over 7 innings. So, hey, you like where Millwood is right now. He had a very good first half. Hopefully the groin injuries are behind him.
And hopefully he'll make number 4 as good as the first 3. Good to be home. Fans out here at Safeco Field. Game 1 of a 3-game set. Lineups, first pitch on the way on Root Sports.
Well, earlier this morning, a heavy thunderstorm hit downtown Seattle. It's long gone, and it left behind blue skies and a beautiful night out for baseball. Look at these folks out there at Gasworks Park on Lake Union. Fans are coming into Safeco Field as we get ready for the first game of the second half of the 2012 season. It's the Mariners against the Texas Rangers from Safeco Field. Hi again, everybody. I'm Rick Riz, along with Dave Valley, and we are ready for the lineups, Val.
Well, here's a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Chevron for the Texas Rangers. Ian Kinsler in that leadoff spot, followed by Elvis Andrews, Josh Hamilton, Adrian Beltre, Nelson Cruz, Michael Young, David Murphy, Mike Napoli, and Leonis Martin.
And Kevin Millwood on the mound. His first pitch to Kinsler is down and away for ball 1, and we are underway here at Safeco Field. Welcome back from the All-Star break, everybody.
Good to be back, isn't it?
Swing and a drive, but pulled foul. On a play down the left field side, 1-1 on Kinsler. It sure is, Val. It's always nice to get to that All-Star break. Everybody had the 4 days off except for Felix Hernandez, an All-Star for the 3rd time. And how about the Texas Rangers? They had no less than 8 players on the American League All-Star team.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't know if you would call that an All-Star break for those guys. 8 of those guys kept on playing baseball.
They did. Ron Washington was the manager of the ball club. He took a lot of his own coaches. National League winning a couple of nights ago on Tuesday night in Kansas City, 8-0. So they will have home field advantage for the World Series. Next pitch to Kinsler is in there for a strike. As the count evens on Kinsler, 2-2, and what a first half, Val, for Kevin Millwood. 3-6 record does not indicate anywhere near the first half in the way he pitched.
Certainly not, and against this Texas Ranger ball club.
Lined on a hop by first baseman Justin Smoke down the right field side. Up with the ball is Ichiro. So Kinsler with a leadoff single here in the top half of the first.
As you mentioned, Kevin Millwood being a very reliable starter for Eric Wedge. In the first half of the season, Millwood faced the Texas Rangers 3 times, but overall he had 16 starts. ERA of 3.69. He gave up 4 home runs. And opponent sitting only .245. But against this Ranger ball club, Rick, in 3 starts, he was 1-0 with a 1.06 ERA. These guys are the best offensive team in the game of baseball.
Yeah, 17 innings, Val. He's given up only 2 earned runs against Texas. Here's Elvis Andrus, and he takes a pitch up high for ball 1. Andrus, one of the 8 All-Stars, along with Kinsler and Beltre and Hamilton and Napoli and Nathan and Harrison and Darvish. Batting .293, a home run, and 35 runs batted in. He can play short. And that's a strike on the outside corners. The count is even on Andrus at 1-1. Millwood's fastball, Val, anywhere between 91 and 94, and he utilizes that fastball.
Yeah, he's not a power pitcher, but he's a guy who needs to execute his pitches. And judging by the numbers he has against his team, it tells you that you are able to get these guys out.
Bunt, third base side. Millwood's toss over to first, and it's in time to get Andrus, but on the play, Kinsler will get down to second base.
And here's a look at how the Mariners line up defensively here tonight against the Texas Rangers. Across the outfield, you've got Wells, Saunders, and Ichiro out in right field, and down in the middle of the infield, you've got Seager, Ryan, Ackley, and Smoke. And Miguel Olivo is doing the catching here tonight. Jesus Montero will be doing the designated hitting duties.
Texas Rangers, no problems scoring runs. They've never had that problem, Val, down through the years. But as a team, they're leading the American League in hitting, batting .280. Led by this guy right here, Josh Hamilton, who likes to swing at that first pitch. And he lines one out by the Ranger third base dugout and scatters some of his teammates. And the count is 0-1 on Hamilton.
And some of those guys just had their life flash before their eyes. You know, it's a good thing that Major League Baseball started putting up those screens.
Great idea.
You just realize how often balls were rocketing into the dugout, causing a number of players some significant harm.
Hamilton with a swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2. He leads the league in home runs with 27. And how about this, Val? 75 runs batted in before the All-Star break.
Incredible first half for Josh Hamilton on his way to an MVP type season. This is a one-man wrecking crew. Can beat you in so many ways on the baseball field.
And a swing and a miss. And a well-located fastball away for strike 3. So Kevin Millwood already with his first strikeout tonight, his 70th strikeout for the year.
And if you took a look at all 3 of those pitches, Kevin Millwood started just a little bit off the plate. Now, you mentioned Hamilton likes to swing. He's a very aggressive hitter, so he stays a little bit away. And you see Hamilton having to reach out off the plate to try to get those pitches.
1 on, 2 outs, no score here in the top of the first inning. And that'll bring up veteran third baseman Adrian Beltre, who was a Mariner from 2005 until 2009, then went to Boston. Now a Ranger this year.
Of all the Texas Rangers, he's probably the hottest right now. I think 404 in his last 23 games. Yeah. Very consistent performer for the Texas Rangers since joining the ball club.
Now working on a 6-game hitting streak. And Val, I don't think I've seen anybody better defensively at third base over the last 25 years.
I am in complete agreement with that. After watching Adrian play the hot corner here at Safeco Field for those 4 years, he was just so impressive in so many ways. But nobody comes in on a bunt better than him. He's got a very strong, accurate arm. And since he left Safeco Field, his offensive numbers have skyrocketed.
Millwood will look back at Kinsler, the runner at second. Little chopper fouled away on the third base side past Coach Dave Anderson, and the count goes to 2-1 on Beltre. There's really no surprise why he's so good. He puts in the work. Remember, every day at spring training, he'll take about 100 ground balls at about 9:45 in the morning before practice begins.
No, he gives you everything he's got offensively, defensively. His work ethic is second to none. Great veteran presence on a ball club.
Kinsler at second. And there's a strike on the outside corner. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now, Rick, one of the things as we're watching Kevin Millwood work against these guys, again, not an overpowering fastball. As you take a look at the last 5 years of Adrian Beltre, those numbers just continuing to climb. 2008 was a big year for him. 327.
And a swing and a miss. Kevin Millwood strikes out Adrian Beltre, and that will retire the side here in the top of the first. Kevin has been mighty tough against his former ball club. We're underway. We go to the bottom of the first here at Safeco Field. The Rangers nothing, and the Mariners coming up.
Hello? Hi. Oh, there we go. I can hear me. Yes, that sounds so much better. I'll just have to, I'd much rather blow out my eardrums. I literally felt like my microphone wasn't on. I almost looked at the bottom of it twice.
No scores. We go to the bottom of the first tonight here at Safeco Field. Yep, Dustin Ackley will lead things off. And for the Mariners starting lineups, here's Val.
The lineups brought to you by Chevron for the Seattle Mariners. As you mentioned, Dustin Ackley, followed by Ichiro, Casper Wells, Jesus Montero this season hitting .333 against the Rangers. Kyle Seager, Justin Smoke, Miguel Olivo, Michael Saunders, and Brendan Ryan rounding it out.
On the mound, Derek Holland, the left-hander, delivers his first pitch in their first strike on Ackley. 0-1. Holland 5-4 record with an ERA of just over 5, and he spent some time, Val, on the DL. Only his second start since coming off the disabled list.
You know, it was an interesting sickness. He went on the DL because of a virus that caused weakness in his shoulder. Derek Holland 5-4 on the season with an ERA of 5.05.
Breaking ball misses away.
This is a young man that really had a breakout season last year for the Texas Rangers and helped them get to the World Series.
For Derek Holland, Val, his third start against the Mariners this year went very well and back in April, but not so well at the end of May. Back in April, he won 5-3 against the Mariners down in Arlington. 7 1/3 innings, gave up only 2 runs, but then the Mariners teed off on Holland on May the 30th. At Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Ground ball off the side of the mound to the shortstop, Andrews. Elvis's throw to first is in time to get Ackley. And there's one away. And let's take a look at the Ranger defense.
Here's how the Texas Rangers stack up defensively here tonight at Safeco Field. Out in the outfield. Very good defensive outfield in Hamilton, Martin, and Cruz out in right field. Across the infield, Adrian Beltre, Elvis Andrews, Ian Kinsler, and Michael Young. Behind the plate for the Texas Rangers, Mike Napoli. Napoli an all-star as well this in the 2012 Classic in Kansas City last week.
Now this was his second start, Val, on May the 30th down in Texas. Could not get out of the second. Gave up 8 runs in the top half of the second inning. That's the game the Mariners won 21-8. Got shelled. 1-0 the count on Ichiro. batting .261. Ground ball down the first base side. Right there is Michael Young to take it to the bag. And the Mariners have 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first. Well, the Mariners just put a whooping on Derek Holland. By the way, the Mariners ended up winning that series 2-1, and they outscored the Rangers in Texas Bell 33-15.
Well, that's one of the interesting things about these two ball clubs. Right now, the Mariners are 5-5 against the Texas Rangers. But in runs scored, the Texas Rangers lead the world in runs scored. Yet the Mariners have outscored them in the season series by 15.
How about that?
Largely due, in fact, to that one game.
Right. And then the game before, they scored, 10 runs. Here's left fielder Casper Wells as you take a look at the skipper, Ron Washington. And the count is even on Wells at 1 ball and 1 strike. Manager Eric Wedge has used about 4 different guys in that number 3 spot in the order over the last 7 or 8 games. Michael Saunders was hitting third the last 3 games at the end of the first half of the season down in Oakland. Ground ball back up the middle into center field. So Casper Wells with a 2-out single here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, I think Eric Wedge is waiting for one of the guys to really step up and kind of take ownership of that number 3 spot. Right now he's trying to figure out who's that going to be, and Casper Wells jumps on this fastball from Derek Holland, drives it right back up through the middle. We've seen Casper Wells have this great approach since coming back up from AAA. Driving the ball to right center field. He's kind of run into a couple for home runs, but he's had a very different approach since arriving.
And that'll bring up designated hitter Jesus Montero. Great to see this kid back in the lineup. Breaking ball is inside for ball 1 because about 9 days ago he took that foul ball right off the front of his catcher's mask, that goalie style mask, and suffered a mild concussion. He didn't go on the new 7-day DL that baseball has this year, but he had to sit down for a while. So good to see Montero back in the lineup. 2-0 the count on Jesus, batting .245 with 8 home runs and 28 runs batted in. And that's something baseball, and especially the game of football, is really keeping a close eye on concussions, and especially, as you know, Val, for a catcher, all those foul tips. It's a serious issue.
Yeah, I think that was a surprising thing, seeing that it was a foul tip. And you think of all the times that you've gotten foul tips right off that mask.
Yeah.
And he had, as you mentioned, that hockey-style goalie mask.
Popped up down the right field side, foul territory. Michael Young going back, might have a play. No, off by the rolled-up tarp. Beyond the reach of Young, and second baseman Ian Kinsler trying to help out, and the count is now 2-1 on Montero.
That was really interesting. It looked like Michael Young thought this ball was way into the stands, but I think he lost it. Ian Kinsler was playing Jesus Montero up the middle, so he had a very long way to try to get to that ball.
Michael getting the start at first base tonight for the Rangers. Wells on at first with 2 outs. And you sure like to see this kid get going. Fouled back by Jesus, and the count is even at 2-2. It seemed like at the end of last year when he came up as a Yankee, and earlier this year when he had stretches where he had some production, he's driving the ball, Val, very well the other way to right field to right center field.
And I think that has to be his approach when he goes up there, because when he starts looking in, he makes himself that much more susceptible to the off-speed pitch, to the breaking ball. And what we're seeing pitchers do is pitch him hard in and soft away.
And a swing and a miss by Montero. Off-speed pitch, and that will retire the side. We go to the top half of the second here at Safeco Field tonight. Mariners nothing and the Rangers nothing.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you. Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Mariners and the Rangers, no scores. We go to the top half of the second, just underway, in a beautiful night here in Seattle. Great to be back with you after the 4-day All-Star respite. You get a chance to see the All-Star game. American League losing to the National League for the 3rd year in a row. National League scored early in that ball game, went on to win 8-0. Leading things off, Nelson Cruz here in the second, and he takes a look at ball one from Kevin Millwood.
Rick, you know that the Texas Ranger manager Ron Washington wanted to win that ball game because it's had a big impact on his ball club as he's gone to the World Series.
To Hopper to third, taken by Kyle Seager. Toss across in time to get Cruz, and there's one away. And that'll bring up first baseman Michael Young. Texas Rangers, some guys having a rough time here at Safeco Field. Cruz, Napoli, Andrews, and Young, and that's just fine with the Mariners pitching staff. That tells you what they're doing against these guys.
Well, they've had a great game plan against these guys. Now, most of these are free swingers. Nelson Cruz, Mike Napoli, free swingers. Michael Young, they've just had a good game plan, and Kevin Millwood has been able to execute that plan against his good ball club.
Michael Young, as you take a look at Kevin Millwood, I think is one of the better hitters obviously in this league, but right now hitting .270 because over the last 26 games Young is hitting just .228. That's very unusual for this guy who's always been very, very consistent. But you know what, I don't care how good you are, you have stretches like that.
Absolutely. Michael Young is kind of the equivalent for the Texas Rangers as Edgar Martinez was for the Seattle Mariners. A perennial 200 hits.
Back to the mound. Nice stop by Kevin. Soft toss to first to get Young. So 2 outs for Texas here in the second.
You know, just one of those guys that go foul line to foul line. Inside pitch, he pulls it. Pitch on the outside, he hits it the other way. Pitch down the middle, and he hits it right back up the middle. But Kevin Millwood showing some cat-like reflexes right there. Snatching up that ground ball.
Kevin El Gato Millwood. Nice play
I think
by
that
Kevin.
could stick.
I think we have some. 2 up, 2 down quickly here in the second. Here's designated hitter David Murphy.
Question is, would a cat eat liver mush? His favorite meal
I
for
think
breakfast?
so. Are you kidding me? A cat wouldn't turn down liver mush. Folks, that's what Kevin said was a month or 2 ago. He was
His
talking
favorite
about
breakfast.
Yeah, liver mush.
Liver mush.
Never what that is, but oh, it sounds delicious. Murphy with a high pop foul on a play down the left field side, and the count is even on David at 1 ball and 1 strike. I wonder if they carry that at a local grocery store. If I went in there, hey, you got any liver mush here?
I don't think so.
I think it comes in a
block.
Cake, a block, yeah, cake. Yeah. Murphy hitting .288. Really hungry now. Ball 2, 2-1 the count, and Murphy has 9 home runs, 32 runs batted in. This guy is a great compliment to the other big names on this ball club now.
David Murphy, he's kind of been their 4th outfielder, but a guy who does get to play, does get some consistent at-bats. Solid outfielder defensively. Some surprising power.
Oh, yeah. Popped up right in front of the plate. Miguel Olivo off with a mask. Back pedals, leans back, and he makes the catch. Miggy stayed with it, and that will retire the side, and Kevin Millwood has retired the last 6 batters in a row. We go to the bottom half of the second here at Safeco. Mariners nothing, the Rangers nothing. looking up at the Columbia Tower. What a night here in downtown Seattle as you now look into Safeco Field. No score. Mariners Rangers, bottom half of the second. Young Kyle Seager leads it off, and he takes a look at ball one down and away. How about this kid's first half? Seager, 10 home runs on the year. Leads the ball club in runs batted in with 52 and doubles with 21. Holland's next pitch is down and away, ball 2-0. And Val, the thing about Seager in his first half, 29 of his 52 runs batted in have come with 2 outs.
Well, it just tells you that this is a young man who knows how to perform when it counts. You know, 2-out base hits, 2-out RBIs are what championship clubs are made of.
You're into the gap in left center field with a lot of hang time, though. Over the center fielder, Martin makes the catch near Hamilton, so Seager is out number 1. Say, friends, the Mariners' ace is king. Make sure to grab a seat in the King's Court for Felix Hernandez's next home start tomorrow night as he deals from the mound against Josh Hamilton of the Rangers. Pick up a seat in the court, a 2012 King's Court t-shirt, and a K-card for only $35 for tickets. Visit Mariners.com/Felix. That's tomorrow night. Felix Hernandez against Yu Darvish. Good pitching matchup. Game time 6:10. You don't want to miss it. Get your tickets in advance. Here's first baseman Justin Smoke. Fly ball, left center field, going back to his right again. Martin is there, and Leonis is there and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And Smokey got that one, Val, a little bit off the end of the bat.
It looked like he got out in front, just a hair on that fastball from Derek Holland. A lot of these young hitters swinging at that first pitch right there. But again, as we were talking about in the pregame, I like seeing the younger hitters go up there being aggressive. If you get a fastball in the strike zone, go out and attack it. Here's what we're looking at here. For Derek Holland, he likes throwing that little two-seam sinker. Goes that 67% of the time.
Catcher Miguel Olivo takes a look at a strike, and the count is 0-1. Miggy hitting .201 on the year, 7 home runs and 17 runs batted in. Ground ball off the handle out to the shortstop. Andrews. His throw to first in time to get Olivo, and that will end the inning. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on after 2 innings of play. Mariners of the Rangers, no score. Kids here at the ballpark. No score. Mariners Rangers. Top half of the third. Time for our AT&T trivia question for the night. Here it is. Which state has more miles of coastline? Texas, Washington, or C, the same? Text ABC to 733-733. Val, what do you think?
Tejas. A.
Really? You know, just for the fun of it, I'll go with Washington.
Okay.
Because
You don't
think
know
it
your
is.
geography.
Well, of course, you know the answer. Catcher Mike Napoli leading off the top half of the third against Kevin Millwood with a strike. Napoli batting just .228, but still mighty dangerous. 12 home runs, 30 runs batted in. The starting all-star catcher from the American League squad. Wow, just a little bit outside, and there's that fastball that starts away and backs up over that outside corner. Tries to. Just missed. 1-1. Strike on Napoli. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'll tell you who knows the answer. That's Robbie Nielsen, our associate director up here in the booth.
That's because the truck told him. Not because he knew it.
You know the answer? Did the truck tell you, Robbie? Best in the business. On a play in the first base side, and the count is still 1-2 on Napoli.
Kevin Millwood has just been so exceptionally good at executing his pitches over the last 5 or 6 ball games. Not making a lot of mistakes on the middle part of the plate. This Texas Ranger team, they're a mistake hitting team. If you make a mistake out over, they make you pay. But if you're able to stick with the game plan, and Kevin Millwood has proven this, if you can make your pitches to these guys, you're going to be able to beat them.
What's the 3 most important things to pitching? Location, location, location. This is what this guy does. It's amazing. You know, his fastball, you see it there, 91 to 92, 93. He's given up only 4 home runs this year. Fouled away again behind home plate and out of play, and it's still 1-2 on Napoli.
Looked like there may have been a little cross up right there. Miguel Oliva almost dove out of the way of that pitch that Kevin Millwood threw. Mike Napoli fouled it, ended up fouling it off. We're going to take another look at it right here. Now watch Miguel Oliva. He's looking breaking pitch.
Whoa.
Oh.
Fortunately, Napoli fouled it off.
That was headed right for that left shoulder. That's when you're glad that they swing the bat.
Well hit to right field. Going back to the 1 track. Ichiro is there. Has plenty of room, and he makes the catch. So 1 out for the Rangers here in the top half of the 3rd. A little bit of sunlight off the right field wall left over for the evening.
Rick, there's no more vulnerable feeling for a catcher than not knowing what that pitch is, and you recognize it halfway there. You saw Miguel Oliva have his glove kind of drop because he was expecting that breaking pitch.
Yeah.
It's a scary feeling.
Leonys Martin, the hitter, a man from Cuba, batting .207 since coming up from AAA Round Rock. Shortens up to bunt, and he takes a strike 0-1. I'm sure Randy Johnson crossed you up a few times, and you took one off the mask.
Yes, he did. He about killed me one night. I called the slider, and he threw a fastball, and it hit me so quickly because I was looking for the break and anticipating it. Because you remember, Randy's slider was about 93 miles an hour.
Right.
And I started to move for that slider to slide.
Right.
Except it came straight and hit me right in the mask. About 100 miles an hour. I thought my life just kind of like flashed in front of me.
You're a little dizzy after that.
I survived. No concussion. But back then we had those big steel masks, very heavy.
Yeah.
But it was still a mighty wake-up call.
Oh, I bet. I mean, Randy was throwing 98 miles an hour. 1 out, nobody on, no score here in the top half of the 3rd. On a play down the left field side, and the count is still 1-2. You saw Miguel Oliva with that typical style mask that most catchers wear. They've got that heavy padding around the forehead, around the cheeks, and Jesus Montero likes to use that goalie style mask that I don't think has quite the same padded protection.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I never really cared for it. It was just starting to come into vogue as Kevin Millwood just paints that inside corner. Again, that's that little 2-seamer that Millwood has been having just great command of. He starts it in off the plate, and watch this ball come back. Hitter gives up on it, and it just basically cuts across that inside corner.
Moved about a foot, almost like a screwball from a right-hander.
Great pitch right there. That's kind of I think Greg Maddux was one of the guys that really started to perfect that pitch against left-handed hitters.
You think he picked something up from Maddux with the Atlanta Braves? 2 outs, nobody on. Kinsler is the hitter, and he takes outside, ball 1.
There's no question about it. Kevin Millwood came up in that Atlanta Braves organization, and he had a chance to pitch on that same staff with Maddux and Glavine and Smoltz. Ground
ball down the third base line, foul, backhanded by Seager. 1-1 the count Kinsler, yeah, and Kevin came up as a young pitcher his rookie year back in 1997, right in the middle of all the success that those three were having with the Atlanta Braves. They had a stretch where they won the division title 14 consecutive years.
That's pretty amazing, that type of consistency, but they did it with that great pitching staff.
Fly ball, center field. Coming in and over to his left, Michael Saunders is there, and he makes the catch, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, top of the third, Kevin Millwood. Again, a nice start against Texas. We go to the bottom of the third. Mariners nothing, and the Rangers nothing. No score, bottom of the third here at Safeco Field tonight. Will Saturday, July 14th, come to the Mariners game single and hope to leave as a double. Join other fans looking for love at singles night for only $25. You'll score a seat in the singles night section. Be granted permission to the exclusive pregame party in the pen. Plus, your first beverage is on us. Get tickets at mariners.com/singles. Center fielder Michael Saunders leading things off here in the bottom of inning number 3. Takes ball 1 from Derek Holland. Strike one called, 1-1. Saunders hitting .257, 8 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Athletic young man out of Victoria, British Columbia, and a nice first half.
And Michael's one guy on this Mariner Ball Club that has made some great strides this season over last season. Different approach up at the plate, much more aggressive, much more confident.
Flies out to Hamilton in left field to start things off. So one away for the Mariners. Brings up shortstop Brendan Ryan. But he now makes his home in Denver, Colorado with his new wife, Jessica. And pretty much reinvented himself. Shortened up that swing. Worked with Mike Bard, Josh Bard's brother. Josh was with the Mariners up and down the last few years. And really worked at changing something. It wasn't working. He figured out something that would work.
I think there are certain points in your career when you come to that place where you have to make some changes. Yeah. You know, Michael struggled last season, and he realized going into the wintertime, I need to get better. What I'm doing right now is not working, so I've got to try something different. And really kudos to him that he went out and found something that worked for him. He trusted it. He was confident. He showed up in spring training. He applied it. And now he's starting to reap the benefits of all that hard work over the winter.
Brendan Ryan fouls one away and out of play, and the count is 0-2 on Ryan, hitting .187, but Val doing a much better job the last few weeks, hitting right around .270. No question about this guy's defense. He's the best in the American League. Inside for ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. He has made some incredible plays defensively out at shortstop. Way inside at the shoe tops as Brendan gets out of the way. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes as Brendan had to skip a little rope.
He's probably saying, how did this ball not hit me? Brendan goes for the stride. That ball goes right underneath his shins as he's able to move. Kind of an awkward dive. I probably got like a 4.5 on that one, but
hot shot ground ball, but right at shortstop Elvis Andrus, and he throws out Brendan over at first base. So 2 outs. That looked like the version of Mr. Snappy. Slider down and in, and that's what Randy Johnson, again talking about Randy, would do to a lot of right-handed hitters, you know, well, better than anybody.
Well, those lefties try to take that slider and throw it to the back foot of the right-handed hitter. Very tough for them to get that bat head underneath the baseball.
Here's Dustin Ackley. Dustin, 0 for 1, has grounded out to Andrus at short. And by the way, remember, coming up later on this month, Randy Johnson and Dan Wilson will be inducted into the Mariners Hall of Fame on July the 28th. And don't forget about the luncheon the day before right here at Safeco Field on the 27th. You don't want to miss that. Breaking ball for a strike on Ackley. 0-1. And Val, this kid is just too good to be hitting .233. A struggle the last month or so. And we'll get that average back up there. In the air to center field. Martin going back, still going back to the warning track, and he makes the catch off his left shoulder to end the inning. Ackley, a pretty good ride, but to straightaway center field. And we head to the top half of the fourth. Mariners nothing, and the Rangers nothing. No scores. We go to the top half of the fourth inning. Fans having a great time out there in the pen. All right, time for the answer to our AT&T trivia question for the night. Which state has the most coastline? Either Texas or Washington are the same. The fans think it's the great state of Washington, 50%. And here's the answer. It's Texas, with 367 miles of coastline. So the answer A, Texas. And the distance is measured using nautical charts. You knew that, Val.
Hey, everything's big in Texas, including the coastline.
You don't think of Texas with a lot of coastline, do you?
You know, you think of
California,
Corpus Christi,
Florida,
right? It's down by Houston.
That's right. You
got all the
Gulf.
shipping. Yeah, come on now.
Yeah. Elvis Andrus leading things off with a base hit into left field. So Andrus on at first base, and the Rangers have their second hit tonight off of Kevin Millwood.
Elvis Andrus hitting .293 coming into this ball game. Jumps on that first pitch from Kevin Millwood. Hits a solid single to the left side.
Andrus, an all-star for the second time this year. Enjoyed talking with that young man. Here's Josh Hamilton batting .308. But his last 43 ball games hitting .227. Taking his average from .404 down to .308. Down to .308. Over to first base, and Andrus gets back to the bag. 16 steals.
Yeah, all through the first half, Josh Hamilton was leading the major leagues in hitting. Look at that month of April. .395 followed by .344. And he started to show that he was human, wasn't Superman. But still, the RBIs continue to come.
21 home runs in the first 2 months of the season. I think he likes hitting, especially at Rangers ballpark. Short porch and right.
I think it's a great ballpark for him. He doesn't have to be concerned about hitting the ball or pulling the ball for a home run.
But the thing is, he can hit it out of any ballpark. The night he hit 4 home runs, every one was over 400 feet. 0-1, the count on Hamilton. Here's his power zone.
And as most hitters, they like to have ball up in that strike zone, belt high and above.
Millwood stays away. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Struck him out on a fastball away in the first.
And that first at bat, that fastball that he got him on was a little bit elevated, but out of that power zone, up off the plate.
Make him hit the ball the other way. And just by taking a look at the center fielder, you have a good idea of how the pitcher's going to pitch the hitters. Got to stay away from this guy middle in. And he fouls one away, and Kevin got away with a pitch right there. 1-2 the count on Hamilton.
That ball was just enough up to get away with that ball as he fouled it straight back.
He wanted it farther up and in. But you take a look at that center fielder. Saunders is shaded toward left center field. So you know that you got to pitch Hamilton away. You got to pitch to your defense. Line drive left field. Wells going back to the 1 track, and he's there and makes the catch at the edge of the track. So Hamilton lines out 1 away. Well, friends, now's your chance to ask the booth anything you want. Tweet your questions to @rootsports_Northwest, and we'll answer some of them later on in the ball game. Mariners and the Rangers, no score. Top half of the 4th inning. Elvis Andrus on at first base, part of the crowd here at Safeco Field tonight. Had that heavy thunderstorm early this morning. It's turned out to be a nice night. Here's third baseman Adrian Beltre, who struck out in the first inning, over to first to get Andrus back to the bag. The guys that will run on this club are the guys at the top of the order. Val Kinsler with 15 steals and Andrus with 16. Has been thrown out 6 times.
It's a very well balanced baseball team. They've got speed, power, hit for average, and there goes Andrus.
Ground ball backhanded by Ryan at short, no play at second. He's able to get Beltre at first base, but with Andrus running, Ryan had to go to his left to cover the bag and then quickly had to make an adjustment to his right to backhand the ball, and he still has time to throw out Beltre at first. Fine play by Brendan Ryan.
Tremendous instinct right there. Ryan moving towards the bag, having to dive back towards his shortstop position, but the sure hands of Brendan Ryan snatches it. What an athlete over there, that shortstop. We've seen him make some tremendous plays, but that was just a reactionary play, and he ends up getting the out at first base.
At the last second had to go to his glove side, then he did a spin move almost a 360 on his knee. So Andrus is out at second base with 2 outs, and here's right fielder Nelson Cruz. Cruz is 0 for 1, has grounded out to Seager at first base. Now Cruz can strike out, 86 strikeouts, 5th most in the American League. But you know, that's what you expect with a guy that can hit a lot of home runs. You're going to have a strikeout total. Down and away to Cruz, ball 1.
Nelson Cruz likes that ball down and in and out over the middle. And when you think of Nelson Cruz, one of the guys that I kind of liken him to is a former Mariner, Jay Buhner. A guy who's going to strike out, but I tell you, he comes up with some big clutch home runs.
Sends a fly ball down the right field line. Ichiro going over and just inside, or actually over into foul territory. He's there and makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Nice catch by Ichiro. No runs, a hit, and a man left on. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Mariners nothing, Rangers nothing.
Welcome back to Safeco Field. We are still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hi, everyone. Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk, and the Boston Red Sox lone all-star David Ortiz started out the second half in grand fashion tonight. First at bat, first inning, a blast to right field off of Jeremy Hellickson. Red Sox looking to get back in the wild card hunt, win this one 3-1. It's our Sterling Bank score from around the league. Guys, just an update, by the way, that Mike Zunino is supposed to make his professional debut tonight in Everett, but right now that game delayed because of rain. Rick?
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Ichiro leading off the bottom of the 4th. Broken back ground ball back to the mound, knocking it down. Holland turns wheels, fires in time to first. Just in time to get Ichiro, and there's one away, and Holland was able to finally find that ball right at his feet.
Derek Holland, very athletic out there on the mound. This ball's hit right back at him. Not particularly hard, but it had a funny spin.
Yeah.
That ball stayed underneath him. He quickly located, got off a strong throw to Michael Young. See the McDonald's Supremo catching the action, and the umpire makes the right call.
Good call by first base umpire Adrian Johnson tonight, but Holland was able to knock it down and make the play. So one away, no score, and here's left fielder Casper Wells, who right now has the only hit off of Holland tonight. Base hit to center, swinging a pop-up on a play in the first base side, and the count is 0-1. Casper's turned out to be a pretty good hitter because this guy was a pitcher in college. He had to talk his college baseball coach at Towson State to swing the bat. Said, Coach, I'd like to try hitting. Man, I don't know. So he finally convinced him to take a little batting practice. He was hitting the ball as well as anybody on the team and became an outfielder and eventually drafted and signed with the Detroit Tigers.
Well, my guess is Towson State probably didn't have a lot of thumpers in that lineup.
I don't know. But this guy showed that he could swing the bat. Off-speed pitch, and the count goes to 1-2 on Wells. Did you do much pitching when you were a kid in high school?
In Little League.
Little League?
Little League. No, I left it behind.
But you were nasty on the mound as a kid. Threw hard.
I had a couple of good games as a Little Leaguer.
Up and in, ball 2-2 the count. Didn't throw a curveball right away, did you?
I did not. Threw fastball change.
A lot of kids ask you about that. Mr. Valley, when should I start throwing the curveball? Ground ball, base hit into left field, and Casper Wells is 2 for 2 tonight off of Holland.
Casper with another solid single through the left side. Since coming up from AAA, being promoted, he has a different approach up at the plate. He's very, very aggressive, swinging early in the count. Casper catches that pitch out in front and drives it into left. 2 for 2 now tonight off of Derek Holland.
You know what's good about Casper in that swing? He gets his hands so quickly to the ball. There's no loop in that swing. The barrel of the bat gets there because his hands get there.
Hands lead. The hands lead the way always.
Jesus Montero takes up and in, ball 1. Here's a look at that swing one more time, Val.
Take a look at his hands. His hands come first, and then the barrel of the bat comes whipping through. Some of the great hitters, Hank Aaron, knows we would talk about taking the knob of the bat, right, the bottom hand, basically, to the ball.
And there goes Wells, and he waltzes into second base. A steal of Casper Wells. No throw down to second base. He got a great jump. Just took off against the left-hander Derek Holland. How about that? Steal number 2 for Casper.
And he just goes first move. Actually, he went about one step before the first move. And Holland was paying absolutely no attention to him over at first base. Napoli didn't have a chance.
2-0 the count on Montero. High in the air, down the left field line and shallow. Hamilton over, still on the run, and it's up into the crowd and out of play. 2-1 the count on Montero. Now, when you play the Texas Rangers, you can't score enough runs. There's a scoring opportunity right here. First time the Mariners have had a runner on at second base, you got to cash in.
Well, these are those opportunities that the Mariners weren't able to cash in on in that first half of the season. Eric Wedge always talking about situational hitting, having quality at bats when it counts, and this is one of those cases for Jesus Montero, hitting in that 4th spot. This is where you need him to come through to start picking up some runs.
0 for 1 on the night. Fastball is inside. Ball 3, 3-1. And Val, if you're Jesus Montero right now, you're looking for a fastball, obviously, in the 3-1 count. Something you could drive and get Wells in from second base.
When we saw Derek Holland go after him in that last at bat, he got him strike. He struck him out swinging with an off-speed pitch. 3-1 count here. You got Kyle Seager, the left-hander, up. You may not see him give in. There's only one out, man on in scoring position. I'm thinking he might go with the changeup again.
And there it is, a swing and a miss at that slow breaking ball. You're right, Val. He came back with an off-speed pitch, and the count is now full, 3-2.
See Derek Holland working inside, down and in against Jesus Montero. That has been the pattern we have seen the opposing pitchers go after him. Hard in, soft away.
Fouled away to the right side of home plate. Another off-speed breaking ball, Val.
Well, they're just not going to give in. You know, with first base open, runner in scoring position, it's a very tight ball game right now. There's 0-0 here in the top of the fourth. Both teams have only 2 hits apiece. You're not going to see Derek Holland just lay in a fastball just because it's 3-2. If he walks him with a quality pitch and Montero lays off of it, now I've got the double play in order. I've got a left-handed batter coming up to the plate.
Let's see where he goes with another 3-2 pitch.
Coming back inside hard.
And that fastball misses down and in for ball 4. So Montero with a walk. Now the Mariners have runners at first and second with 1 away. Time now for our CenturyLink high-speed pitch. Derek Holland's fastball topping out at 94. Kevin Millwood, his fastball at 91, Val. And locating it very well.
Yeah, 91 can get it done. There's no question about it. When Kevin Millwood applies his game plan and is able to command those pitches, he's a veteran pitcher who knows how to get it done.
First walk given up by Derek Holland. So now the Mariners have 2 aboard for Kyle Seager. Kyle is 0 for 1. His flight out to Hamilton in left field. In the dirt, good stop by Napoli. Ball 1. We mentioned Holland's last start against the Mariners on May 30th turned into a nightmare, but that happened in the second inning as the Mariners ended up scoring 21 runs in a 21-8 win over the Rangers. Holland gave up 8 runs in just an inning and 2/3. But tonight he's given up only 2 hits. Wells at second, Montero on at first. Inside on Seager, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to count. And now time is called. Manager Ron Washington comes out himself, Al, to talk to Holland. You got Seager, who has the 52 runs batted in. Justin Smoak is due up next. Say, friends, 2 legends, 1 game. Saturday, July 28th, Mariner greats Randy Johnson and Dan Wilson will be inducted as the newest members of the Mariners Hall of Fame. Join us for a special pregame ceremony at 12:30. That includes Edgar Martinez, Alvin Davis, and many more special guests. The first 20,000 fans take home a dual bobblehead of the 2 honorees. So make sure to get your tickets now to Mariners Hall of Fame Day at Mariners.com. And Dan Wilson here at the ballpark tonight working on the radio side. There he is. The future Hall of Famer working alongside Dave Sims, working on radio for this 3-game series. And that pitch is down and away to Kyle Seager. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Behind in the count. Did not show him a fastball, Val.
Well, he's still trying to pitch around. They know that Kyle Seager is a guy who's been an RBI guy for the Mariners, a run producer.
And it's ball 4. So Seager pitched around, so much so that Holland ends up walking him on 4 straight. And now the Mariners have the bases loaded with 1 out for Justin Smoak.
Well, I don't think that was the case where he walked him on purpose. I think he was trying to throw strikes to Kyle Seager once he got to 2-0, but he was being very cautious.
So Wells is on at third, Montero at second, Seager on at first base, and here's Justin now with a chance to do some damage against his former ball club, traded away a couple of years ago in that Cliff Lee trade, along with Blake Bevan.
You saw in that graphic earlier, he likes to throw the 2-seamer. Starts him off with a breaking ball. Interesting.
That slow curve misses inside for ball 1.
Justin with the bases loaded, hitting 143 on the career, yet to hit a grand slam. This would be an awfully nice spot for it.
If Grandma can get out the rye bread and mustard, and the next pitch is inside. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes, and now there's nowhere to put him. He's got to throw a fastball right here. Time is called. Napoli goes out to have a talk with Holland.
Derek Holland has had his way the first 3 innings. With this past inning, he's already thrown 20 pitches. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, he's got the bases loaded. Ron Washington and Gary Pettis look on.
Hasn't been very aggressive with that fastball to Montero and DeSeeger, and now he's way behind Smoke at 2-0. And a swing and a miss. There's the fastball, and the count goes to 2 and 1 on Justin.
Derek Holland, this is probably a ball, but it's down. EQC showing that ball was just in off the plate.
High fly ball left field toward the line. Over is Josh Hamilton near the seats. Hamilton cannot get to it. Up and away into the crowd, and the count is now even on Smoke at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So Holland comes right after Justin Smoke with 2 consecutive fastballs, evening the count at 2-2 as Tanner Shepard starts to get loose down in the Texas Ranger bullpen.
Mike Maddox, a pitching coach for the Texas Rangers. You know Greg's brother. Mike, former Mariner.
I think this is the pitch that you're going to see Derek Holland try to go for the strikeout against Justin Smoke.
Napoli wants a fastball, and he gets it, but down and in. Ball 3, full count, 3-2. Mariners with 2 grand salamis this year. Michael Saunders in Toronto, Alex Liddy here at Safeco Field. Maybe Grandma's reaching for the rye bread in the cupboard. Smoke would just like to drive one into the gap. Well hit down the left field line, but he pulls it foul into that upper deck in the corner. Smokey was ready for it, fouled it away, and the count is still 3-2.
Justin looking fastball, looking dead red, and he gets one up in the strike zone. Unfortunately, just a little bit too far out in front. But boy, that was a nice sound, nice crack of the bat.
Base is loaded, 1 away, and again the 3-2 to Smoke. Line past the runner at third. Wells down the left field side up by the Mariner ball girl, and the count is still 3-2 on Justin.
Well, he's got that fastball time. Let's see if Derek Holland has the confidence in his changeup. I think this would be a perfect situation for that for Holland. And for Justin Smoke, his job right now is to try to drive the ball to the big part of the yard. At least get one across in this situation. You've got to pick up at least one.
A lot of room out in the gap in right center field between Martin and Cruz. Holland ready, and again the 3-2 fouled away behind the plate. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Continues to come after him with that fastball on that last pitch at 94 miles an hour.
Skipper Eric Wedge hoping that his big first baseman can come through in the clutch right here with 1 out. Wells a 1-out single, then the walks to Montero and Seager have loaded up the bases. No score, bottom of the 4th inning. Justin Smoke trying to break that scoreless tie. Runners get their leads at every base. Holland taking a lot of time. Now too much time for Smoke, and time is called as catcher Mike Napoli. Val goes out to talk things over with Holland.
Well, normally when this happens in a full count, bases loaded, they just want to make, Napoli wants to make sure that he is 100% behind this next pitch. This is an important pitch in this ball game. His pitch count's getting up, 26 in this particular inning.
Yeah.
This is when mistakes can be made.
And not only just what pitch it is, but the location, where they want to go with the pitch, right, Val?
Well, and Justin Smokes has seen just about everything that Holland throws except that changeup. He's seen about 4 consecutive fastballs up in the strike zone that he's gotten a piece of.
This will be pitch number 9 coming up, and a swing and a pop up As Holland took a lot of off the pitch, fouled away behind the plate, and the count is still 3-2. And Val, you're right. That was something off speed at 86.
It was that straight changeup. He got it elevated, which enabled Justin Smoke to get a piece of it. Good at bat right here by Justin Smoke.
And it's popped up into right behind second base. Elvis Andrus is there, and the infield fly rule is in effect, and Smoke automatically out on the infield fly. So 2 outs for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 10-pitch at bat, and Smoke got underneath it and popped it up near the bag at second.
Justin gets another fastball up in the strike zone. Good at bat, just brought some frustration out after battling with the bases loaded.
So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Still no score. The batter is catcher Miguel Olivo. Now what are you looking for if you're Miguel after that long at bat against Justin Smoke?
Fastball. Look for that fastball out over and put a good swing on it. Miguel is a good first ball fastball hitter.
And Holland knows that. He starts him off with an off-speed pitch. Ball 1. What did Frank Howard used to say, former Mariner coach, and slugging first baseman outfielder?
If the bat's not moving, it's not dangerous.
Little looper into shallow right field, and this one is going to be caught by Nelson Cruz. Cruz comes in, slides, and he makes the catch, and that will end the inning. And the Mariners cannot score with the bases loaded, and after 4 innings of play, Mariners nothing, the Rangers nothing. Mariners and the Rangers no scores. We head to the top half of inning number 5. The Mariners had a good scoring opportunity, could not cash in with a base loaded 1 out in the bottom half of the 4th. Michael Young will lead things off for Texas, followed by David Murphy and then Mike Napoli. Kevin Millwood has given up only 2 hits. Ball 1 the count on Young, who bounced one back to Kevin, made a nice stop back in the second. Lined right over the bag at second and into center field. Michael Young with a leadoff single here in the 5th. Rick Riz along with Dave Valley.
Kevin Millwood gets his pitch a little bit elevated out over the plate. Michael Young, that's his approaches up the middle, and then he reacts inside or outside. That time just lashing that line drive right back through the middle.
You know, you compared him in a way to Edgar Martinez, and what Young does so well is that's what he does. Here's David Murphy, and he takes a strike on 1, and that's hitting the ball the other way. I mean, he's got that approach, and then his hands are so good. Anything inside he can still handle.
Yeah, typically, like when Edgar was at his best, he would stay inside the ball, but anything off speed, those are the pitches that he typically pulled, unless he was sitting on something inside.
Line drive by Murphy over the head of Ackley into right field, a hit. Michael Young will check it at second. The throw by Ichiro to third, cut off by Ryan. So here come the Rangers. That's why you have to cash in when you have an opportunity. But Kevin Millwood has been so very good against the Rangers this year.
Murphy, little two-seamer down and away, stays with it. And results with a line drive single to right field.
2 on and nobody out for Texas for catcher Mike Napoli. But Kevin Millwood, 3 starts already against the Rangers, 1-0 Val with a 1.06 ERA. How many pitchers have an ERA of just over 1 against this club? Mike Napoli takes a fastball outside for ball 1.
Kevin looking for a little ground ball double play with Napoli at the dish.
Where does he go to get that double play ball with his stuff?
He needs that little two-seamer, get him to roll over. Napoli likes the ball out over the plate so he can drive it to right center field. That's where he's got good power.
And strike 1 called on Napoli, 1-1 the count.
Napoli, yeah, he came into the second half this year hitting just .228, and he was around that same area last year until he caught fire.
And it's a little bit outside. Ball 2-2-1 up on in the second half of the season last year. Napoli hit .383. Ended up the year batting .320. Time call. Miguel Olivo to have a chat with Kevin Val. Pitching coach Carl Willis looking on. Carl from North Carolina, Kevin from Bessemer, North Carolina, a little town outside of Charlotte. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Napoli. Last 10 games, Napoli hitting just .121. What addition he's been for the Rangers the last 2 years, Val.
He has certainly been a force offensively.
Ground ball to short. Ryan over to Ackley, and he drops the ball on the transfer. They get the out at second. They had the double play ball, but Dustin, for some reason, could not hang on to it. Lost it on the transfer. They get Murphy at second. Young will go to third, and Napoli will be safe at first on a 6-4 fielder's choice.
Kevin Millwood gets exactly what he was looking for. Napoli to roll over, a little 6-4-3 double play. But Brendan Ryan gives a nice little shuffle pass to Dustin Ackley. But Dustin just can't make that transfer and get that ball into the throwing hand. Brendan Ryan catches it cleanly, gives a nice clear toss.
And on that transfer, Dustin just dropped the ball. So now the Rangers have runners on at first and third, 1 out, no score here in the 5th for the center fielder Leonys Martin.
In that McDonald's Supermo, you saw how Dustin's throwing hand was a little bit far away from where the glove is. Normally you like to see the glove and the throwing hand almost as one piece. But take a look where his throwing hand is. He has to catch it and then bring the glove to the throwing hand. Normally you like to see both of them kind of moving in unison to make that transition for the ultimate throw to first base.
Martin takes a pitch inside for ball 1. I've heard so many second basemen and shortstops say you don't even want to catch the ball. It's just boom right out of the glove and into your hand.
It's almost a deflection.
Right.
The ball hits that part of the glove, and then that throwing hand is right there for that ball to go into.
Young on at third, Napoli on at first base. Fouled back by Martin, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Millwood, one tough competitor. Among active pitchers in the major leagues, he is right there in the top 5 of innings pitched, strikeouts, games started. There goes Napoli in a swing and a miss. And the ball dropped by Miguel Olivo. Down to second goes Napoli with a steal. Running on the pitch. So now the Rangers have runners on at second and third with 1 out as the count goes to 1-2 on Martin.
Little element of surprise right here as Napoli takes off. This is a fastball down, and Miguel looks like, again, very similar to Dustin Ackley, just he catches it but can't make that transfer into the throwing hand. Miguel taking that quick peek down at the runner at third base before he was going to attempt to throw at second.
So now the Rangers have 2 on a scoring position, and you don't have the chance for the double play. Fouled back again by Martin, and the count still at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Kevin Millwood right here is looking for the punch out, the strikeout. The infield is back on the right side, so a ground ball scores the first run of the game.
Yeah, for Kevin Millwood with a 1-2 count, he's got 3 pitches right now to strike him out. He doesn't need to give in. He needs to throw a pitch that Martin is going to go after, expand his strike zone, take advantage of his aggressiveness at this point in the at bat. For veteran pitchers like Kevin Millwood, he could use the first one to set up the next one, which is what he might want to strike.
And that breaking ball, that slider is just inside off the plate. Ball 2, 2-2 the count, and that did, wow, it was right there, Val.
Yeah, the tracer showing that that pitch was right on the inside corner. Little cutter. Martin pulls up, and Miguel Olivo caught that ball nicely as well.
Pitch looked mighty good, and Millwood didn't get the call. Now the 2-2. And there it is. Strike 3 call. So Kevin Millwood got the strikeout he was looking for. So 2 outs for the Rangers here in the 5th inning with 2 on.
Now, Rick, watch what Kevin Millwood does right here. You know, the one pitch that we thought was a strike, right, was a little cutter. So it started on the plate, came inside on the inside corner. This is the one we thought was a strike, right? Okay, so now Leonis is thinking, okay, if he comes in, that ball's going to run further in towards me. But then Kevin Millwood comes back with the 2-seamer that runs the opposite way, same location, same start, and just freezes him.
Could not pull the trigger, so a big strikeout for Kevin. Here's Kinsler, and he takes high and away for ball 1. So 2 different varieties of fastballs on back-to-back pitches with totally different movement.
One goes one way, one goes the other.
It's a beautiful thing if you could do it.
And for Martin, who's, you know, this is his first go-round in the big leagues, first time facing Kevin Millwood. Millwood just took advantage of him right there.
2-0 the count on Kinsler. You cannot have any let up against this lineup, Val. I mean, this guy does so much damage in the leadoff spot, hitting .279, 9 home runs on the year, 41 RBIs. Line drive over the reach of Brendan Ryan. 1 run will score. Running third, heading home, Napoli. And the throw is in time. They got him. Casper Wells to Miguel Olivo in time to get Mike Napoli. And that will retire the side. But Michael Young will score. The Rangers have a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Wells charging the ball, and he fires a 1-hopper to Miguel Olivo, down with a tag to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 1-0 Texas.
Mariners.
One nothing Rangers, bottom of the fifth inning. What a catch and tag by Miguel Olivo trying to get Mike Napoli, and what a throw by Casper Wells.
Now take a look at this second hop right here. It's a tough one to handle. He knows that Napoli's barreling in on him. That ball starts to rattle around his glove. He takes his right hand, secures it, and makes the tag. Great play by Miguel Olivo.
Michael Saunders leading off the bottom of the fifth inning. Here's a look at it, Val, one more time.
It's that second hop that he keeps that glove down. And Rico, when you know that runner's coming down, the hair on the back of your neck starts to stand up. You're waiting for some contact, and Miguel just stayed right in it. He's a tough, tough man.
He is steel wrapped in leather.
That's right. That's what I said.
And I tell you what, Val, I mean, there was no way that Napoli was going to score in that. Ground ball, couple of hopper out to Young at first, takes it to the bag. For the out on Saunders leading off the bottom of the fifth.
Well, there are times as a catcher the throw takes you to a place where you may not want to be. This is one of them. Here comes the throw. It starts running into the line. As he catches it, he's in front of home plate. He may not have intentionally wanted to block the plate, but the throw took him there. So now he's blocking the plate. Napoli has a clear shot if he wants to try to run through this guy, but he's a bull. I don't know if I wouldn't want to run into him.
No. That's some kind of tough right there. One out. Here's Brendan Ryan. 1-0 Texas because of the RBI single by Kinsler that was able to score Young from third, but Napoli couldn't score from second. And it was almost like, and you did it a million times, like blocking a pitch. That's basically what he was doing because of that low throw took him to where he had to be, had to make the catch, then brace himself for the collision with Napoli.
Yeah, anytime that ball takes that second hop,
yeah,
you're like you're a fielder, you're an infielder. You got to stay down. You don't have the luxury of catching it and then moving. Yeah. You just have to go catch it, hold it, take the hit, and then take the out, hopefully.
Yeah, all that time knowing that, okay, where's Napoli?
Here he
where's
comes.
Napoli? Where's Napoli? He's a big man, too.
You start to hear those footsteps.
Yeah. Pitter patter little feet. Up and in on Brendan. Ball two balls. And 2 strikes to count.
But boy, Casper got rid of that ball very quickly to make that play possible.
Nice throw by Casper Wells. Swinging a foul tip into the glove, but Napoli hangs onto it for strike 3. So 2 up, 2 down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the fifth. 1-0 Texas brings up Dustin Ackley.
Derek Holland just rears back, throws his fastball above the strike zone. Tough pitch for a right-handed hitter to lay off of from the lefty. Ryan unable to catch up to that high heat.
Derek Holland, 25 years of age. Dustin Ackley with a pop up into shallow left field. Over toward the line goes Josh Hamilton, who makes the catch. And it's a quick 1-2-3, bottom of the fifth inning for the Mariners. We head to the sixth. Rangers lead 1-0.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Road Sports is brought to you by Northern Quest Casino, Spokane's newest destination resort. By Ford, we are local. By Burger King and their new summer barbecue menu, let's have a barbecue today. And by Widmer Brothers Brewing, craft brewing in Portland, Oregon since 1984. I don't want to rub it in, but in the 5 innings I've had to watch baseball today, guys, I've gotten my manicure done with the manicure set. I think I'm going to head out to left field for a little massage. Sorry, no boys allowed.
Okay, Angie, thank you very much. Yeah, Val's
Ladies' night, right?
Never looked better. Way to go, Val.
Yeah.
1-0 Texas, top half of the 6th. Elvis Andrews leading things off. Breaking ball by Millwood. It's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count on Elvis. Elvis has left the building 1 time this year. 1 home run. Go ahead, Val. You can laugh. Fly ball, left center field. Near the 1-8 track, Casper Wells is there, and he makes the catch. Oh, 1 away for Texas. Well, time now for Banner Bank building to the future. How about the Clinton Lumber Kings? Jordan Shipers threw a no-hitter against Western Michigan on Wednesday. Way to go, kid. No hits, no runs, walked only 2, a couple of strikeouts, and threw 93 pitches. What a throw for that kid. 21st no-hitter in the history of the Clinton Ball Club. Jordan Shipers. Swing and a miss by Josh Hamilton, and the count is 0-1. Speaking of no-hitters, Mariners have one this year, the 3rd in their history, and that was a combined no-hitter, 6 different pitchers. And Kevin Millwood got that thing going with 6 no-hit innings and had to leave the ballgame in the top half of the 7th inning, Val, because of a strained groin, and then 5 other pitchers combined to continue the no-hitter over the next 3 innings to get to the next 9 outs against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Hamilton takes down and away. 2-1 the count.
Uniquely done.
Only the 10th combined no-hitter in the history of the game. And the first one since 2003, when the Houston Astros also used 6 pitchers to have a no-hitter, combined no-hitter against the New York Yankees. Hamilton pops one up down the left field side, foul, and beyond the reach of Kyle Seager. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
There's a couple of notable games for the Mariners this season. Philip Humber threw that perfect game back on April 21st. Mariners scored 21 runs against this Texas Ranger Ball Club, Rico, on May 30th.
A lot of interesting things happening. And Aaron Hill hitting for the cycle a couple of times this year, about a week apart. Aaron Hill also, one of the first cycle was against the Mariners down in Phoenix. And so some interesting things this year. 5 no-hitters in baseball in the first half of the season. Line drive, left center field, a base hit for Hamilton. Up at the ball quickly is Saunders to get the throw in. So Josh Hamilton on to first base with 1 out. Kevin Millwood.
Hamilton doesn't stay put up at the plate. When he's in that batter's box, he's looking to swing the bat.
Yeah.
Very aggressive early in the count. This time gets a little two-seamer out over the plate. You can see why he's got that great plate coverage and hits for a high average.
Keeps his head down, Val. I mean his eyes are right on the ball. 1 on and 1 away brings up third baseman Adrian Beltre. Inside, ball 1, and when Beltre has that check swing, he does that little stutter step at home plate. It's something that's never changed with Adrian. And the other thing is, on a check swing, he calls for help from the first base umpire. Nobody does that except Beltre. Over to first base to get Hamilton back.
But the thing is, he calls for help when the home plate umpire didn't call for the swing.
Yeah. That's
so like he's opening up the door for that to be called a strike.
The home plate umpire is thinking, do you really want me to check for you? I will if you want. High in the air to left field and deep. Wells going back to the track, to the wall. Goodbye baseball. Right over the top of the hand-operated scoreboard. Adrian Beltre with his 16th home run of the year. And it's now the Rangers 3 and the Mariners nothing. A 2-run home run for Adrian Beltre.
Well, I thought this was going to bring some more rain. Adrian Beltre Hits a high fly ball to deep left field. The fastball up in the strike zone. Let's see how that pitch is right at the top of the strike zone. Now, Beltre's played here for 4 years. This was his home ballpark. I think he probably knew off the bat that he had enough to get it out. Was it going to stay fair? Was it going to hook?
Yeah. His 53rd home run here at Safeco Field. Cruz, a two-hopper to Brennan Ryan at shortstop. And the Rangers have 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th inning, along with their 2 runs. But the Rangers vow their 104th home run on the season. That puts them 4th in the American League.
They can do some damage all the way up and down this lineup. Ian Kinsler, the leadoff hitter, has got 9 home runs. Mike Napoli, the number 8 hitter, with 12. Of course, they're led by Josh Hamilton with 27.
And man, they are tough, especially in their home ballpark. At home, they're 29-16 this year. Michael Young takes down and away for ball 1. On the road, they're still pretty good at 23-18. And there they stand at 52-34 on the year, and lead the West by 4 games over the Angels. Ground ball, base hit into left field past the diving Brendan Ryan. So Michael Young with his 2nd base hit tonight.
Rick, as you look at this ballpark, this ball club, they had a couple of injuries to guys in their starting rotation. Colby Lewis, Ogando down in the bullpen. Neftali Feliz is on the disabled list. They went out and got Roy Oswalt, great veteran right-handed pitcher, to bolster that starting rotation. They'll be getting Colby Lewis back shortly. Neftali Feliz, they believe, is going to be coming back as well. And Ogando's already started a rehab assignment down in AAA.
David Murphy, ground ball to Ackley at second. A little toss over to shortstop Brendan Ryan for the force there, and Michael Young, and that will end the inning. Well, the Rangers get 2 on the home run by Beltre. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Rangers lead 3-0. Three-0 Texas after the 2-run home run by Adrian Beltre. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mariners still looking to get to Derek Holland Ichiro to lead off the inning. And he looks at a strike, 0-1. Mariners had a big opportunity, bases loaded, 1 out, and could not score in the bottom of the 4th inning. Up and in, Ichiro backs away for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike to count. 2 more games left on this very short homestand right after the All-Star break. Then the Mariners head on the road to Kansas City and Tampa Bay. And remember, the Mariners then get back home for the next homestand on July 23rd against the New York Yankees. Long homestand. Bounce foul up the first base side, 1 and 2. The Mariners have 3 against the Yankees starting on July 23rd, 4 with Kansas City beginning on July 26th, and then 3 against the Toronto Blue Jays. Take us, I can't believe this, Val, into the month of August.
Wow. It's gone quick.
1-2. 2-2. Ichiro has bounced out twice. Once to Young at first base. Also back to the pitcher Holland. A whole lot different tonight than his last outing back on May 30th in Arlington. Little ground ball back to the mound, taken by Holland. Wheels fires the first in time to get Ichiro. So 1 out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 6th. 3-0 Texas. And let's check in with Angie.
Hi guys, here at the Ford Sports Desk, and we are going to go from the diamond to the pitch. It is never easier to retire, but at least it's a little bit better when you get to decide when you're going to do it. And Sounders FC forward Roger Levesque is going to retire after Wednesday's match against Chelsea. Now, in 18 starts for Seattle over 3.5 seasons, he has scored 6 goals, 2 assists. He also had the game-winning goal in the 2009 Open Cup final. All right, guys, let's get you back upstairs.
All right, Ange. Casper Wells with a pop-up along the first base line. Coming down the line, first baseman Michael Young is there to make the catch. So quickly 2 outs for the Mariners here in the 6th. Casper with the only 2 hits tonight off of Derek Holland. Last few innings, Val, the Mariners hitters going down quickly.
Holland has definitely picked up the pace a little bit against the Mariners. A little bit better command of his pitch, as we saw in that 1 inning where he was kind of wild inside, down and in, couldn't find that good release point. Found himself with the bases loaded, but was able to get out of it.
And now here's designated hitter Jesus Montero. Takes a strike on 1. Jesus struck out back in the first, walked his last time up in the 4th inning. That's when the Mariners loaded up the bases. Inside for ball 1, 1 ball, and 1 strike.
And it was in that at bat that Derek Holland was definitely pitching around Jesus Montero. With the left-hander Kyle Seager up, he had first base open, runner on second base, 1 out.
Yeah.
Looking to get the lefty up there, hoping to get a double play. 80 pitches now for Derek Holland.
48 strikes. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Holland turned out to be one of the bright spots for the Rangers of the World Series this year against the St. Louis Cardinals. 2 games, 1 start. He was 1-0, Val, with a 0.87 ERA against the Cardinals. Lined on a hop and caught, snared at first by Michael Young. Smothers it. What a stop by Young, and he gets the out at first on Montero, and that will end the inning. And after 6 innings of play, Rangers lead 3-0.
Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Say goodbye to boring with the Fish Solo. 2 for $5 only at your Pizza Hut. Make it great. By your Lexus dealers who invite you to test drive a Lexus today. And by Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo with Jack in the Box. It's a no-nonsense burger with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. That's why we live here, right there, guys. That picture, isn't it?
I thought she was talking about the Pizza Hut. That's what
he inhaled a couple of Pizza Hut pizzas before the ball.
I can't remember what they called it, but it was like the garlic bread, and then you had cheese and mozzarella and pepperoni on top.
Mike Napoli lead it off the top of the 7th inning, and the count goes to 2-0. The Rangers on top by a score of 3-0. Yeah, that was some kind of good. All I did was smell it, though. Up and away, ball 3. And nothing but shrapnel left over in that little box. Guy eats like a Viking.
Robbie. Leonis Martin in the on-deck circle.
Down and away for ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Mike Napoli here in the 7th inning. And that's the first walk given up by Kevin Millwood.
We're going to get some action up in the Mariner bullpen. Kevin Millwood now at 88 pitches.
Say, friends, we'd like to welcome SIO Cablevision Incorporated, subscribers from SIO, Oregon. Thank you for rooting on the Seattle Mariners. All of us at Root Sports and the Mariners appreciate your support. All the way from SIO, Oregon. How you doing, folks? Here's a look at SIO. Here's a bunted ball by Martin. Back toward the mound, taken by Millwood. The throw to first, and it's in time to get Martin. The sacrifice punt will get Napoli down to second base. And I was watching these guys take early batting practice. The entire team was out to here about 1:30 this afternoon, and Martin, Kinsler, Andrews, they were working on, bunting and doing all the little things right. We talk about the Rangers hitting the ball out of the ballpark, but they do this as well.
They do the fundamental things extremely well. Right here, 3-0. It's the top of the 7th inning. Ron Washington is looking to add some insurance runs against the Mariners.
And that'll bring up Kinsler. One tough competitor right there, Kevin Millwood. This guy's been around a long time, his 16th year, and he tries to bunt. Kinsler fouls it away on the third base side, and the count is 0-1. That's kind of surprising. You got a guy that can drive in runs. He's got 42 runs batted in. He had a base hit to drive a run in the 5th.
And Kinsler looked down at third base. Kyle Seager was playing him way back. Kinsler is a pull type of hitter with power, so Kyle Seager was playing him almost towards the outfield grass. I think Kinsler was hoping to maybe sneak one up on him. You can see just how far back he is. He's moved in a little bit from that first pitch.
1 on and 1 away for the Rangers. And that fastball gets in there for a strike. 1-2 on Kinsler. And these guys have come so close the last 2 years, especially last year in the World Series against the St. Louis Cardinals. Game 6 last year against St. Louis was one of the best ever played in the World Series. Swinging a ground ball off the end of the bat. Out behind second is Dustin Ackley. He gets Kinsler at first base, and on the play Napoli will get down to second. That ball looked like it was cued right off the end of the bat, right up the middle, and Dustin was right there.
Yeah, ball not hit very hard. Dustin having to stay down and make sure that that ball didn't kind of squiggle past him.
So 1 on, runner at third, Napoli with 2 outs, and here's Elvis Andrus. Andrus 1 for 2. He had a sacrifice bunt back in the 1st inning. Singled in the 4th, and he's flied out to Wells in left field in the 6th. Ball 1. Kevin Millwood, as we mentioned, pitched very well in the first half of the season. His last win, you got to go back to May 23rd when he beat the Rangers 5-3. That was 51 days ago. Slider down and away. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. We talked about the no-hitter that he started 6 innings of that combined no-hitter. How about the shutout he threw, the 2-hit shutout against the Rockies on the road in Denver? 1-4-0. Just misses. Ball 3. 3-0 the count on Andrus.
And that's a feat. being able to throw a shutout in Colorado.
Yeah, in that ballpark with all that room in the outfield. On deck is Hamilton. Andrews take it all the way, 3-1. But to give up only 2 hits at Coors Field. Bullpen busy. Lefty is Lucas Litke.
Right-hander Sean Kelly on the left.
Bullpen has been a strength for the ball club this year. Up and away, ball 4. So Andrews with a walk. Second walk given up by Millwood. And here comes manager Eric Wedge out of the dugout. It looks like that's going to be it for Kevin tonight. Kevin going as long and as hard as he possibly could in this ball game, pitching into the 7th inning. You have Hamilton due up next, so that's the call for the left-hander Lucas Litke to come on and relieve. So a pitching change here in the top half of the 7th. Rangers lead it 3-0. We'll be back after this timeout. Millwood tonight, Val, who goes 6 2/3 innings.
Kevin gave up 8 hits, 3 runs. All 3 of them were earned. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts on 94 pitches. He gives way to Lucas Litke, the left-hander, taking over for Millwood.
And that's our Nissan shift to the bullpen. And here comes the rookie southpaw.
Lucas Litke, 33 appearances here in the first half, 1-0 record, 4 holes, and a 1.61 ERA. One of the bright spots for that bullpen down there for Eric Wedge.
He didn't give up an earned run, Val, until the middle of June. Mariners did a nice job of working his way in as a rookie this year, making the jump from Double-A ball to the big leagues this year. He'll take a look at one of the more dangerous hitters at all the baseball, Josh Hamilton. But that's his job, get that left-handed hitter out. First and third with 2 outs for the Rangers. Hamilton 1 for 3 tonight, but a move to first base wide, handled by Justin Smoke to get Andrews back to the bag.
Well, Justin very quickly left the bag because he realized that this ball is not coming my way. Your first object is to catch the baseball. You can't just stay there hoping that he throws a perfect strike to you. Nice play by Justin.
Hamilton a check swing, and it's a strike. 0-1. Lucas Litke from a little town called Industry, Texas, not too far away from Houston. Population 304. And another move to first base. Andrews getting back to the bag one more time. When we're down in Texas, I had a chance to meet his brothers, Leaf and Lance. Leaf, Lance.
So now there's only 303 in Industry, Texas, because Lucas is here.
I'll go with that. And a big swing and a miss by Hamilton, and the count is now 0-2.
Lucas has just got that really tight slider. Lefties just don't pick up that ball very well off of him. And he starts that breaking ball middle part of the plate, and it just sweeps away.
Throw it again.
Absolutely. Make Josh Hamilton make the adjustment.
And he swings and misses at that breaking ball for strike 3. So Litke strikes out Josh Hamilton. That will end the inning. 7th inning stretch time. Here we go to the bottom half of inning number 7. And the Mariners trail the Rangers by a score of 3-0. Seager, Smoke, and Miguel Olivo coming up in the bottom of the 7th. Captain Morgan, raise your glass always in moderation to life, love, and loot. We go to the bottom of inning number 7. Rangers lead by a score of 3-0. Rick Riz along with Dave Valley. Our associate director up here in the booth, Robbie Nielsen's been around for a long time with us. Kyle Seager will lead things off, followed by Justin Smoke and Miguel Olivo. Still trying to get to Derek Holland. Holland has given up only 2 hits, both singles by Casper Wells. Breaking ball is down and away. Ball 1. Seager has flied out to Hamilton in left field, and he walked his last time up in the 4th inning. That's when the Mariners loaded the bases with only 1 out and could not score.
That really was the only opportunity that the Mariners have had tonight against Derek Holland. Coming off the disabled list with that virus and weakness of the shoulder. This is his 2nd start back, and I'll tell you what, he's looking awfully strong tonight.
Bullpen getting busy. Shepard's the right-hander warming up. And Robbie Ross, the left-hander. Well, his last start against the Mariners in Texas, we talked about that, could not get out of the 2nd inning. Gave up 8 runs in the 2nd. Tonight he's pitching some outstanding baseball. Ground ball back up the middle. Kinsler way to his right, underneath his glove, and into center field. That's going to be a base hit for Kyle Seager, leading off the 7th. 3-0 Texas. Let's check in with Angie.
Oh, you guys are witnessing the best part of a manicure, and I am next in line. All right, so that's the hand massage right there. Then comes the manicure. So all the ladies here getting manicures out here in left field, part of Girls Night Out. Over to my right, they're doing tarot card readers. Way down there, they're doing massages. That's going to be my next stop, but I might pick up one of these bags. Not just fashionable, but also it can be a thermos or like a cooler as well. I like it. I like it. Blue. It's the new pink, guys. Back to you.
Angie's having a good time out there. Girls Night Out. Here is Justin Smoke, but a move over to first base to get Seager back to the bag. So somebody other than Casper Wells finally has a base hit tonight against Derek Holland. Seager with a leadoff single here in the 7th inning. Justin had a long at bat and then popped up to the shortstop Andrews with the bases loaded. 1 out in the 4th inning. Breaking ball is inside. Ball 1. And you sure like to see this kid get going. He has struggled in the first half of the season, but it's a long process. Move to first base to get Seager back to the bag.
Back in the fourth with the bases loaded. He had a very long at bat. I think it was about 10 pitches. Ultimately popped up, but had some really good swings on some fastballs by Derek Holland, pulling them foul.
Up high, ball two. 2 balls and no strikes to count. How long did it take you to feel like you were starting to get comfortable at the big league level, Val?
Probably 2 years.
Yeah.
To where you kind of turn the corner where you say, I belong here.
Yeah.
And you get to the big leagues and all of a sudden you're thinking, I can make it. And then it takes a while before you start really believing that I can do it.
Line drive, foul down the left field side. Bangs off the seats, then angle out toward the line. Hard hit ball by Justin, and the count goes to 2-1.
You saw some similar swings in that last at bat. Fastball on the inner part of the plate, and Justin getting around the baseball and pulling it foul. Those are the ones you'd like to be able to stay inside just a little bit to keep the ball fair. Difference between a foul ball and a double.
Nobody did that better than Edgar Martinez. Hands inside the ball, hit the ball hard, even that was in on him, but he was still able to keep it fair. Bounce foul on the third base side, and the count evens up on Smoke at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Rick, you were asking me about the kind of the process of a young player getting to the big leagues. It's if I could give you 3, it'd be I hope I can when you get there.
Yeah.
I hope I can play here. I think I can. And then you finally get to the point and say, yes, I can play here.
I know I can.
And it takes a while. Some guys, Ken Griffey Jr. showed up and said, gosh, what took so long? And then for most other
19.
mortals, it takes more time to get through some of those the mental issues of competition.
There goes Seager. Pitch for a strike, thrown on the second, bounces in, and Kyle is safe at first base. As Smoke looks at strike 3, so Kyle Seager with his 8th stolen base of the season. But a strikeout for Derek Holland, 1 on and 1 away.
Derek Holland not giving Mike Napoli much of an opportunity to throw runners out at second base here tonight. Kyle Seager with a nice jump. And that ball in the dirt as Ian Kinsler tries to pick it and make the tag.
Seager with that head first slide gets into second base. Steal number 8. 1 on, 1 away. 3-0 Rangers. And here's catcher Miguel Olivo. And fly ball into right field. Back it up a few paces is Nelson Cruz. He's there to make the catch. Seager will stay at second. The throw to second, and Kyle had to get back to the bag quickly. Olivo flies out, and 2 outs for the Mariners here in the 7th. Brings up center fielder Michael Saunders. Holland wants to do baseball, gets one from home plate umpire Fielding Culbert, and now here's Saunders with a chance to drive in a run. Holland last year a 16-game winner. Val, he was 16-5 over 32 starts, and at a 3.95 ERA. That's a pretty good ERA when you're pitching half your games at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington.
And tonight he's got 92 pitches.
Ball 1 on Saunders.
Still 56 of those for strikes, now at 94.
Michael has flied out to Hamilton, grounded out to Young at first. Line drive, hard hit, but right at Ian Kinsler at second, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on, and after 7 innings of play, Rangers 3, the Mariners nothing. 8th inning on a beautiful night here in Seattle. Say, fans, be sure to check out the all-new Root Sports Game Connect, an interactive second screen experience bringing fans closer to the game with live stats, trends, and analysis. Root Sports Game Connect. Connect now at rootsports.com. And as we go to the top half of the 8th inning, this young man is excited because Sean Kelly is coming in the ballgame. Right-hander Sean Kelly takes over in relief.
Sean Kelly, the right-hander, 27 appearances, an ERA of 3.12. He's given up 3 home runs. Opponents hitting .248 off the right-hander.
Right-handed bats coming up. Adrian Beltre, Nelson Cruz, Michael Young. The middle part of the order for the Rangers. Breaking ball, slider away, ball 1. Is there a more feared lineup than this one, Val, in baseball right now?
I don't think so. You know, the New York Yankees are awfully tough as well. It's another team that can beat you all the way up and down the lineup.
Yeah.
Guys that have good power all the way through.
That was his last at bat.
So that home run was right at the top of the strike zone. Adrian Beltre, a very good high ball hitter.
Right at the edge of his power zone. 2-1 the count on AB. Had a lot of altitude as it got out right over the top of the hand operated scoreboard. I thought the ballpark might hold it in that left field corner. Wells thought he might have a chance for it, but ran out of room.
And not much of a breeze blowing in from left tonight. Flags were hanging very quietly, straight down.
Bounce foul out by the Ranger dugout. Watch it, guys, in the camera well. Getting those shots on the third base line for us, and the count is full on Beltre at 3-2. Here's Beltre's swing back in the 6th inning that produced 2 runs, Val.
There's a fastball right at the top of the strike zone. Adrian Beltre with good power.
Foul ball down the third base line, backhanded by Seager. Toss across, a little crossover step. Nicely done by Justin Smoke. 1 out for Texas here in the 8th. Kind of reminds me a little bit of John Oliver, how smooth John was over there at first base defensively.
Nobody better.
Nope.
I think of a guy named Pete O'Brien, played for the Texas Rangers and the Seattle Mariners. Very good first baseman defensively. But Johnny Olerud,
wow,
I don't think there was anybody better that I played against.
I don't think so. I know he was good, you know, with the Toronto Blue Jays when we saw him with Toronto. Then he went to the Mets. But to watch him play every day, you realize how really good he was. Big swing and a miss by Nelson Cruz. Felt the wind up here in the booth. 0-1 the count on Cruz.
One of the interesting things about Johnny when he's with the Mets, they set a record for defense. The next year, John left. The infield stayed intact except for the first baseman.
Different story.
Not even close. And people don't really, I think, give credence to how important it is to have that good fielding first baseman. Guys who can pick those balls out of the dirt now. All of a sudden, the infielders don't feel like they have to throw perfect throws, so they play more relaxed. They throw the ball more relaxed, and then ultimately more accurately.
Just get it over there, and John was going to catch it.
Wasn't a bad hitter, is it?
He was pretty good. Batting title back in 1993 at 363. Fly ball into the gap, deep right center field. Saunders going back, and this one is off the top of the Root Sports sign out there in right center. Cruz the second. The throw by Saunders not in time. Nelson Cruz hit a missile right over the rootsports.com sign in right center field.
Nelson Cruz with good power the opposite way. This ball was a rocket. I didn't think it was going to get that far, only because it didn't get up that high. This ball comes off Michael Saunders' just turns as that ball hits off the top of the wall. Right center field, almost Supermo showing it just under the yellow line.
1 on and 1 away. Almost 1 out of here. 3-0 Rangers, and here's first baseman Michael Young, 2 for 3 tonight. A couple of singles. And a run scored. Takes inside from Kelly. Ball 1. Starter Kevin Millwood tonight, 6 2/3 innings. Did all right. Left that one pitch up to Beltre. Line drive, left field line, pulled foul. Up into the seats down the line. The count is even on Young. And 1 ball and 1 strike. The thing about Kevin is that You know, the guy has so much savvy. Just keeps you in a ball game. Mariners are still trying to figure out how to get to Holland, but Millwood gives you a chance.
This is a quality start for Kevin Millwood, keeping this ball club just at 3 runs here tonight.
In the air to right field, backing up to the 1-8 track is Ichiro, still going back. He's there and makes the catch. Tagging at second, heading for third is Cruz. The throw in cut off by Ackley. Young flies out, so 2 outs for Texas. Say, friends, ever wish you could dig into the dirt right here at Safeco Field? Well, now you can. Tomorrow, the first 5,000 fans exiting the ballpark after the game pick up a free bag of Safeco Field soil made from compostable materials, thanks to Cedar Grove. For tickets, visit any Mariners team store or mariners.com. And here comes manager Eric Wedge out of the dugout. David Murphy, a left-handed hitter, due up. And Eric is going to go out there and make the change. So that is going to be it for Sean Kelly. Mariners will go out to the bullpen one more time. Rangers lead 3-0. And we'll be back after this timeout. A man on at third base with 2 outs. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. The Mariners have 2 more games coming up on this brief homestand after the break with the Rangers. Then it's on the road to Kansas City and Tampa Bay. Back home. Big homestand coming up, starting with the New York Yankees on July 23rd. And remember, tomorrow night, what a matchup. A couple of all-star pitchers. Felix Hernandez against Yu Darvish.
Yu Darvish, a couple of matchups of 2 very good right-handed pitchers. Yu Darvish picked up by the Texas Rangers last winter. Boy, he is fit nicely in that rotation. Darvish 10-5. The ERA a little over 3.5. And of course, Felix, the king. The court will be in session tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. Get your tickets down there in the King's Court. New pitcher, veteran left-hander Oliver Perez to face the left-handed bat of David Murphy.
Perez. Doing a nice job since joining the Mariners a few weeks ago.
0-1 on Murphy.
He's got 8 appearances with an 0-2 record and a 3.72 ERA.
Originally came up back in 2002, Val, as a starter with the San Diego Padres. Then he had some pretty good years with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Rick, if I recall correctly, his first win was against the Seattle Mariners in San Diego. I think you and I were calling that game.
A while back. Another sweeping curveball and a dandy. 0-2 now the count on Murphy.
Give it to him one more time. A little bit further out.
Biggest sent up out the side. Way inside with a breaking ball. Ball 1 ball and 2 strikes. Perez now the 4th pitcher used by skipper Eric Wedge. Millwood, Licky, Kelly, and now Perez. Mariners with their teal green tops tonight. Friday night here in Seattle. 1-2. Fastball is up and away. 2-2 on Murphy.
Ollie Perez rushing that last fastball at 96 miles an hour.
Little giddy up to it. There's a look at the location, not that far away. Two. Down and away, another fastball, ball 3, full count. You know, for years everybody talked about the heat in Texas, Val, that the Rangers couldn't survive through that heat in the second half of the season. That hasn't been the case the last 2 years with the Rangers. Last year they went 45-25 in their last 70 games of the year, winning the West. Outside, ball 4. So David Murphy walks, as Perez just couldn't find the strike zone with that fastball, but just barely missed away with a couple of those pitches.
And this ball is just a couple of maybe 2-3 inches off the plate. Miguel does a nice job of catching it, framing it, and giving that umpire a good look.
So Eric wanted him to get the left-handed bat, walks Murphy, and now he's got to take a look at the right-handed bat of Napoli. Napoli is 0 for 2, has fly to right, safe for the fielder's choice, walked, and he was thrown out at the plate trying to score from second on a base hit to left field by Ian Kinsler back of the 5th inning. Strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Napoli was thrown out of the plate, Val. Just a great catch by Miguel Olivo and an outstanding job of blocking the plate, getting the tag on Napoli to end the inning after a run scored. Swing and a miss by Napoli, and the count is 0-2.
Yeah, there was nowhere for Napoli to go except to try to go through Miguel Olivo.
Oh, by the way, good luck with that.
He elected to slide, and Miguel just kind of stopped him very quickly.
2 on, 2 outs. Top of the 8th, Rangers lead 3-0. Out of play on the first base side, and it's still 0-2 on Napoli. Napoli coming to the Rangers by way of the Angels, and the Toronto Blue Jays, was traded away to the Blue Jays, then right away traded away by Toronto to Texas. Frankie Francisco prior to last season. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Oliver Perez strikes out Mike Napoli. That'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Our score still the Rangers 3 and the Mariners nothing.
Seattle's premier entertainment, gaming, and dining destination. By Sterling Bank, life is about the good stuff. Your bank should be too. Visit our new website at bankwithsterling.com. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network, AT&T Rethink Possible. An update, first-round pick Mike Zunino's professional debut will not be tonight. The field in Everett suited to be, or said to be, too dangerous to play on. But I don't get this, guys. They're the Aqua Sox. They should be able to play in the wet stuff, right? What's the problem?
That'd be a no. That would be a no. No, you can't. Good try though. Brendan Ryan leading off the bottom of the 8th inning, 3-0 Texas. Strike on Brendan, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. I get the name thing. That was good.
Speaking of Mike Zunino, so I'm in New York doing some stuff at the network, and I go over, had a meeting at the MLB offices, and I come down after my meeting and walking through the lobby of Major League Baseball, and I see this young guy in a blue shirt, and he says Gators on. And I was like, Mike Zunino? Mike Zunino? He's like, yeah. So I introduced him, former Mariner catcher. He's one of the new Mariner catchers.
Brennan pops it up in behind first base. Michael Young is there, waits, and he makes the catch. 1 away for the Mariners here in the 8th.
And I asked him, I said, what are you doing here? Because I knew he was coming to Seattle. Yeah. To kind of be introduced here for the announcement and all that. And he was in town for the Golden Spikes Award. Had a chance to meet him and his fiance and his mom and dad, and said, hey, there's not too many of us Italian catchers out there. You need to carry that banner going forward. We need you over there. So really good young man, big, strong. I know you got a chance to meet him when he was here. Great kid.
Yeah, we sat and talked for a long time and did an interview on the radio, and I know how excited he is to get things going, but rained out tonight up in Everett. Dustin Ackley with a swing and a foul. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. His mother was a very good softball player, Paula. He said she kind of taught me how to catch. My dad taught me how to hit. But I know he's excited, and can't wait for his first game, which will be, I guess, tomorrow night up in Everett. So good luck to Mike Zunino.
What an amazing collegiate career he had.
Oh, my goodness.
At University of Florida. Absolutely amazing.
I mean, he walked away with all the hardware, all the awards. The Golden Spikes Award, top collegiate player, swing and a miss by Dustin, 2-2 the count. The Johnny Bench Award, the Dick Hauser Award, which also is the best collegiate player in NCAA baseball for that year. I mean, just had a fantastic career at Florida.
Well, it's a good thing he signed that big contract, because now you can build some furniture to put all those awards up on the wall.
Exactly. Fouled away by Ackley, and the count is still 2-2 on Dustin. One out, nobody on. 2-2. Fouled off the mask, and takes the mask right off the face of the catcher, Mike Napoli. Val, how does that feel?
Well, it never feels real good, Rick. Mike Napoli.
Wow.
As a catcher, these are the type of things, as the McDonald's Supremo shows us, just barely ticks it, changes direction. And that ball hitting right off the top of the mask.
And time to check in with the booth for today's Ask the Booth question. 2-2 to Dustin. And a swing and a miss, and a pitch down in the dirt. So another strikeout for Derek Holland, 2 outs. And here's the question, Val. What does Dustin Ackley need to do to get out of his slump?
Well, I don't want to make it sound real simple, but what I'd like to see him do is go back to what we saw him doing last year, and that was really focusing on driving that ball towards left center field. That's going to keep him on pitches like we just saw him swing through the curveball. It's going to keep him and allow that ball to get back a little bit deeper into the strike zone, where he can drive that ball to the left side.
Ichiro bounces one out to Kinsler. His throw to first was a little bit late. An infield base hit for Ichiro here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kinsler had to charge that ball up onto the infield grass. And Ichiro hustling down that line has a base hit with 2 down here in the 8th.
Ichiro, big high chopper right here. He's got an opportunity. That ball bounces 3 or 4 times. Just barely beats it out.
Time called. Manager Ron Washington coming out to the mound as you see Ichiro get to the bag just ahead of Michael Young making that catch on the throw from Ian Kinsler. So that's going to be it for Derek Holland tonight. Ron Washington, the skipper for the Rangers, going down to the bullpen. 1 out and 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, 3-0 Texas. Will be back after this timeout. be a Coors Light Silver Bullet Saturday, and it's coming up in tomorrow's batting practice as the Mariners host the Rangers. If a Mariner player hits a specially selected Coors Light baseball into the Root Sports pen, fans have the chance to win several great prizes. There are 24 baseballs in all. Upcoming dates include August 18th, September the 8th, and September the 22nd. 1 on, 2 outs. Close play at first. Ichiro with the infield single. We got Santa Claus singing and dancing here at Safeco Field. Casper Wells is the hitter, and we have a new pitcher. Mike Adams takes over in relief for the Rangers.
Mike Adams, who was acquired from the San Diego Padres last year. Great setup man in the National League. Came over and was a big part of that strong bullpen through the second half of last season for the Texas Rangers.
And there goes Ichiro. Pitches inside on Casper Wells for a ball, and Ichiro in at second uncontested. Stolen base number 13 for Ichiro.
Mike Adams not paying any attention to Ichiro here with 2 outs. He's more concerned about the hitter.
Casper Wells is 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of singles. 3-0 Rangers. Down and away. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. Eric Wedge has tried about 4 different guys up in that number 3 spot over the last few weeks. Adams' numbers on the year.
35 games, an ERA of 3.07. 25 strikeouts, only 8 walks. He's given up only 1 home run this year.
Fouled away behind the plate. 2-1 on Casper Wells. What a night for the starter, Derek Hollandval.
Scattering 4 hits, no runs, no earned runs. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts on 106 pitches. And remember, this is only his second start after coming off the disabled list with that weak shoulder caused by the virus. He lost about 17 pounds. So he looks like he's back on track for Ron Washington and the Texas Rangers.
And the first start against the Mariners since the Mariners teed off on him at the end of May. He lasted only an inning and 2/3, gave up 8 runs in that second inning. Wells with a swing and a foul off the top of the screen behind home plate. 2-2. And Val, you're in those meetings all the time as a catcher. What happened between then and now?
Well, I think part of that weakness started to happen in his last couple of starts, and one of those starts was against the Seattle Mariners. He just didn't have that same strength, didn't have that zip on his fastball or the snap on his breaking pitch. It was just a 1 start later that he ended up going on the disabled list.
Mariners still trying to get a run in this game. Ball 3, full count on Wells.
Remember last year Derek Holland was 9-1 after the break.
Yeah,
awfully strong second half for that young man.
With a 2.77 ERA in his last 15 starts.
Pretty impressive.
And one of the few guys to really pitch well in the World Series against the Cardinals. Popped up into shallow right field. Kinsler going out. Cruz coming in toward the line, and Nelson Cruz comes in, and he makes the catch, and that will end the inning. No runs, a hit. Ichiro stranded at second base. And we head to the top half of the 9th. Our score: the Rangers 3, the Mariners nothing.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Well, we head to the top half of the ninth inning. Rangers lead by a score of 3-0. Manager Eric Wedge coming out of the dugout. And right away he's going to make a pitching change at the start of the inning. So that's it for Oliver Perez, who got the final out in the top half of the eighth inning. So he's on his way back to the dugout after, of course, jumping over that first base line. So we got a pitching change, and Josh Kinney will take over in relief, and we'll be back after this timeout. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Seattle Mariners Baseball Club. New pitcher for the Mariners, right-hander Josh Kinney, takes over in relief.
Kinney, the hard-throwing right-hander, just called up recently. He's got only one appearance so far for the Seattle Mariners.
And we'll have a pinch hitter for the Rangers. Craig Gentry, a right-handed bat, will hit for Martin. Leonys Martin. So here is Gentry up to pinch hit. Up and in with a fastball. Ball one. Gentry 1 for 9 as a pinch hitter with an RBI. Gentry.
Pinch hitting, a tough job for anybody, but certainly a tougher job for a younger player.
That's a high fly ball into the gap in left center field over Wells and Saunders. Casper calling for it, and he makes the catch. So one out for Texas here in the ninth inning. Say, friends, hitting the road outside the Northwest. Take the Mariners with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv to see the Mariners live on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Mariners.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Part of the crowd here at Safeco Field tonight. Opening game of the brief 3-game homestand. The Mariners taking off to Kansas City after the game on Sunday. Here's Ian Kinsler. Kinsler 2 for 4 tonight. And he takes a strike going 1. And how about the pitching matchup for tomorrow night's game 2 of the 3-game series? Felix Hernandez against Yu Darvish. Game time 6:10. Get your tickets, SeattleMariners.com.
That is one you do not want to miss. Two of the top right-handers in the American League going toe-to-toe.
Inside on Kinsler for ball 1, 1 ball. And 1 strike. Get your tickets out there in Kings Court tomorrow. Man, we had a heck of a crowd the last time Felix pitched at home before the All-Star break. Breaking ball misses down and away. Ball 2, 2-1 on Kinsler. Kinney in the big leagues with the St. Louis Cardinals and also the Chicago White Sox. A breaking ball for a strike, 2-2. Down at Tacoma was 1-0 this year with a 2.70 ERA in 27 games. Was called up when Erasmo Ramirez went on the disabled list. Ball 3, full count. One out, nobody on for the Rangers here in the ninth inning. They lead it 3-0. Mariners will have one more try in the bottom of the ninth inning. Due up Montero, Seager, and Smoke. Fouled away off the end of the bat. Still 3-2 on Kinsler.
Kinney trying to put him away with that little tight slider. 82 miles an hour. And Kinsler to get out a little bit out in front, just cue that ball off the end of the bat.
Talking to Josh when he first came up at the end of June, he said you never get tired of that phone call, even though he's played in the big leagues a couple of times. Now the Mariners his third big league ball club. Little ground ball along the first base line, hustling over is Kinney. He gets to it, puts the tag on Kinsler for the out. Good hustle by Josh, so 2 away for the Rangers here in the ninth inning. Brings up Elvis Andrus. Kinsler up that line, but waiting for him was Kinney.
Got off that mound very quickly towards the line, scoops it up just as Kinsler was passing. Able to apply the tag nice and clean.
Gotcha. 2 up and 2 down for the Rangers. Elvis Andrus is 1 for 2. Sacrifice bunt, single, fly to left and walked. Inside, ball 1. How about the trade a few years back with the Atlanta Braves? The Texas Rangers traded away Mark Teixeira to Atlanta. They get this kid right here, Elvis Andrus, their starting shortstop. They get a starting catcher in Jared Saltalamacchia. They get Matt Harrison, who's an all-star this year. Check swing, did he go? He did not. He peeled down to the first base umpire. And there was one other player on that deal.
That's not enough.
That's not enough.
I mean, you start thinking about those 3 players and the impact that they've had on this organization, the Texas Rangers.
Neftali Feliz, a swing and a miss by Andrus, and the count goes to 2-1.
That's getting it right.
How about that? Feliz was an outstanding closer the last few years. Now winning the starting rotation. Now he's hurt.
And they ultimately traded Saltalamacchia. And I think didn't they get Daniel Murphy?
David Murphy.
David Murphy.
And a swing and a miss by Andrus, and the count goes to 2-2.
So those are 4 guys that have had a dramatic or direct impact in them getting to that World Series 2 years in a row, as Joe Nathan starts to get loose down there for the Texas Rangers. Nathan, a great addition over the winter for the Rangers as they move Neftali Feliz into the starting rotation.
And it's outside, ball 3, full count 3-2. A whole lot of scouting had to go on prior to that deal.
Well, and the Atlanta Braves got what they wanted. They were looking for that power hitting first baseman in Mark Teixeira, who ultimately went on as a free agent.
Yeah. And a swing and a miss by Andrus for strike 3. Nice job by Josh Kinney in relief. And we go to the bottom half of the ninth inning. Mariners looking for some runs, looking for some offense. We head to the bottom of the ninth hour score. As Santa Claus dances it up along with the Moose here at Safeco Field. Rangers lead 3-0. 3-0. Say, friends, Root Sports is looking for the biggest Mariner fans in the Northwest. We're going state to state to find the most passionate in our region. This month, we want to hear from you devoted fans in Idaho. Log on to rootsports.com and show us why you're the Mariners' ultimate Northwest fan. Some changes for the Rangers. Craig Gentry, pinch hitter, stays in the ball game to play center field for Martine. And the new pitcher is closer Joe Nathan for the Rangers. 3-0 Texas.
Joe Nathan taking over here, the former closer of the Minnesota Twins. Rick, for about a 6-year stretch, he was as good as any closer in the game of baseball. Underwent Tommy John surgery. Missed quite a bit of time, but is back and is healthy, as evidenced by this. He's got an ERA of 1.73, 18 saves out of 19 opportunities. Has only 4 walks on the season.
How about that? 45 strikeouts, 4 walks. And the Rangers also have a new catcher, Yorvi Torrealba, former Mariner. Is the new catcher replacing Mike Napoli. And there is Torrealba. Mariners to send up Jesus Montero, Kyle Seager, and Justin Smoak here in the bottom half of the 9th. Mariners with only 4 hits tonight.
The delay out there in left field as the door was left open.
Just got word that Mike Napoli had to leave the game with a bruised right hand. So that's why Torrealba's in there. Montero takes down an away ball 1. Jesus 0 for 2 has struck out, walked, and grounded out to Young at first base. Made a nice play and a sharply hit ball just to his left. Fouled away. 1-1 on Montero. For the year, hitting .243, 8 home runs, 28 runs batted in. He's hoping just to bunch up a few base hits, Val. Get the crowd in the ball game.
All starts with a single.
Fouled back, 1-2 on Jesus. Mariners 5-5 against the Rangers this year. They were 4-15 against Texas last year, so already more wins at this point of the season than all of last year. Three-0 Texas. Ground ball to shortstop Elvis Andrus. Scoops and throws the first in time to get Montero. And the Mariners have 1 out here in the 9th. Well, it's the giveaway that will give your future Mariners Justin Smoak strength and each like speed. It's Boy and Kids Cape Day, and it's free to all youngsters 14 and under this Sunday when the Mariners take on the Rangers. Following the game, they're invited down to the field. They have their cake flap in the wind as they circle the Safeco Field bases. Tickets at Mariners.com. Special Cape Day for the kids on Sunday afternoon. So bring the family out to the ballpark. Hisashi Iwakuma will get the start on Sunday against Matt Harrison. Felix Hernandez against Yu Darvish tomorrow night at 6:10. Here's Kyle Seager. Takes a pitch down and away. Ball 1. Kyle with a base hit. And to right center field his last time up in the 7th inning. Ball 2. Not surprised that this kid, is getting his base hits. But what was surprising, Val, at spring training was to see that power show up. Now we have another delay. Beach ball gets out there. How about that? A beach ball at Safeco Field.
Must be summertime. That's a good thing.
Oh, yeah. Weather's been outstanding the last few days. Temperatures in the high 70s, reaching the low 80s a few days ago. Summer in Seattle. The beach ball to prove it.
I agree with you, Rick. The power. I don't think he expected to see that, but he's quickly learning what pitches he can handle, which pitches he can drive. And he's kind of slowed down quite a bit in the month of June, but overall his performance, 10 home runs, 52 RBIs, hitting .245 at the present time. He's starting to figure things out.
Yeah, and as he moved up in the batting order, 4th and 5th, the league was finding out about him. And they were pitching him a whole lot differently. I mean, here comes the off-speed stuff and the breaking balls.
I know this is a simple way to look at it, but you take his numbers, and if he finished the season with 20 and 104.
Nice. Incredible first full year in the big leagues.
Absolutely.
But you knew this kid was going to hit a couple of years ago. He led all the minor leagues with 192 hits. Now, that was at
So he's done it before. So he's
Yeah.
building off of success. And that's the one thing that you like to see in the minor leagues. That guy's starting to dominate a league where they're starting to realize, I'm ready to move up. And there's that confidence level when they go to that next level, to AAA, like Kyle did last year. Very quick jump. And then, boom, another quick jump to the big leagues.
On a play down the left field side, and the count is still 3-2 on Seager, but he had that foundation to build on.
And I think coming to the big leagues last year, having some failure, realizing what it's like up here day in and day out, facing big league pitchers day in and day out. You don't get a day off. I think that helped him coming into spring training, understanding what it was going to take for him to be successful this year.
Ground ball right side. Diving Kinsler can't get to it. A base hit for Kyle Seager. So the Mariners have a man aboard. 1 on and 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now the crowd's starting to make a little bit more noise on the single by Seager.
This is a tough pitch down and away. Kyle gets out a little bit out in front of it and hooks it to the right side. Ian Kinsler just barely gets the tip of his glove on this ball. The ball's already in the outfield. Kinsler diving towards right field.
1 on and 1 away. 3-0 Texas. And here is first baseman Justin Smoke. Justin 0 for 3 on the night. Ground ball gets on by a diving Beltran into left field. Smoke with a single the other way. Seager down at second, and now the Mariners will bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Smoke going the other way. Had a little bit of hang time, and then it's skipped on by Beltran diving to his left.
And this ball's hit right off the end of the bat. Just a little blooper. Adrian Beltran just barely out of his reach. As this ball just has that little bit of a seeing eye mojo as it gets out there into the outfield. Now the Mariners are just one swing of the bat away.
So it was a soft line drive that got on by Beltran. 2 on, and here comes John Jaso, Mr. Clutch this year, coming up to pinch hit here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and he has had some magic in that bat late in games. John Jaso pinch hitting for Miguel Olivo.
John Jaso has done extremely well in this pinch hitting role for Eric Wedge.
And he takes the first pitch for a strike. Back in April, he had a pinch hit RBI single to help win a ball game against Nathan, winning the game against Texas. Jaso 4 for 11 as a pinch hitter with 3 runs batted in.
One thing that we have seen in his approach as a pinch hitter, he goes up there looking for a fastball. If I get a fastball, I'm not letting it pass without putting a good swing on it.
Yeah, he does damage early in the count as a pinch hitter. Mariners have Seager on at second. Justin Smoke on at first base. Fouled on a play behind the plate by Jaso. And the count is now 0-2.
Good swing by Jaso, just a little bit behind as Tom Wilhelmsen starts to get loose, just in case something good happens.
Jaso batting .267, 3 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Already with 7 game-winning RBI this year for the Mariners. At the time the Mariners played the Red Sox, David Ortiz had 8. Playing every day, hitting third. Check swing, the pitch down and in. Did he go? He did not. He appealed down to Mike Molinsky. Third base umpire. The count is 1-2 on Jaso.
Joe Nathan comes after him with a breaking ball down in the dirt, trying to get John Jaso to go outside of the strike zone. He definitely does not hold, definitely does not swing, but is able to hold up right there.
Ball will get out of here to right field. Jaso, that open stance of the plate as Nathan looks in to get the sign. Tying run at the plate, 3-0 Rangers, 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning. Jaso, ground ball right side and through for a base hit. Seager rounding third, he'll stop there. Off of the ball, Cruz, throw to the plate, cut off by Young. Jeff Dance not taking any chances, down 3-0. Holding on to Seager, stopping Seager at third. John Jaso with a pinch hit single. And now the Mariners have the bases loaded with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And coming up to the plate, Michael Saunders, the winning run at home plate. And Saunders, who, by the way, already this year has a grand salami.
Another great job by Jaso. McDonald Supermo showing us the action here. Breaking ball down and in, and he rips it through the right side. Kyle Seager making a hard turn at third. As you mentioned, Jeff Dats holding him up, wanting to give Michael Saunders an opportunity here with 1 out and the bases loaded.
So here we go. Saunders with a grand slam to win a game up in Toronto. Grandma going to the cupboard for some rye bread. We'll find out. Check swing, pitch in the dirt. Did he go? Yes, he did, according to the plate umpire, Fielding Culbreth, and it's 0-1 on Saunders.
Nathan starts him off with a breaking ball. Michael Saunders, you see that bat head come through the strike zone. Nice play by Jorvit Torrealba, keeping that ball in front.
Seager on at third, Smoke on at second, Jaso on at first base, the pinch hit single. Winning run up there in the form of number 55, Michael Saunders. 3-0 Texas. Nathan ready, and the 0-1 is outside with a off-speed pitch. Ball 1 ball and 1 strike. With 1 out, Seager single to right. Smoke with the base hit that got on by Beltry at third, and then Jaso a single into right field. It has come down to this. Nathan ready. Ground ball to first behind the bag, and it gets on by Michael Young. Seager will score. Smoke to third. Oh my goodness, wide turn. Saunders at first. They got Saunders in a rundown, and the tag on Michael Saunders. That is the 2nd out of the inning. Holy smokes. Mariners get 1 run in. Seager will score from third. To third goes Smokey, stops there. Jaso went down to second. Saunders thought Jaso was going to go to third and took off for second. The throw coming in from Young, and they get Saunders for the 2nd out. It's now a 3-1 game.
Tricky hop right here, hits off the heel of the glove of Michael Young and shoots off into foul territory. Kyle Seager comes around to score easily from third. And then Justin Smoke. Michael Saunders never looks up. He's watching the ball the entire way. He doesn't realize Jaso hasn't gone to third until he's halfway there. And by then, it's just a little bit too late.
So now the Mariners have 1 run in. 3-1 ball game. Texas leads. They have runners on at second and third, and here is Carlos Peguero to pinch hit for Brendan Ryan. So the Mariners still have the winning run up there at home plate. And now they've got the tying run out at second base, Val.
You know, Carlos Peguero has the power to drive the ball out of this ballpark, and that's what Eric Wedge is looking for. Mariners are looking to get this 2nd half started off on the right foot with some clutch hitting.
Peguero hit .293 down at Tacoma at the time of his promotion. 18 home runs and 41 runs batted in just 46 games. So here is Peguero. 1 for 8 since coming up from Tacoma. A lot of pop in that bat from the left side. And that fastball is outside on Peguero. Ball 1 the count. But right now, 2 outs in the inning as Saunders made that turnaround first, was heading towards second when Jaso had stopped. 2 on, 2 outs, 1 run in, 3-1 Rangers.
Peguero with good power to the gap, straightaway center field.
And a big swing and a foul. That takes a bite out of the catcher, Yorvi Torrealba. The count is even on Peguero at 1-1. Torrealba still hurting. On at third, Justin Smoke. John Jaso is on at second base. He represents the tying run of the ball game. Peguero, the winning run up there at home plate now. Aaron is finally getting a run here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Little magic here at Safeco Field tonight. We'll find out. And it's in the dirt. Gets on by Torrealba. Here comes Justin Smoke on to score. The throw to Nathan, not in time. A wild pitch. Smoke scores, and it's a one-run ball game. John Jaso is now the tying run on at third. How about that? 3-2 Texas.
Yorvi Torrealba's blocked about 6 balls in this inning for Joe Nathan. This time it's a slider down in the dirt. The ball hits his glove first and kicks off to the right. Good read by Justin Smoke as he takes off. As soon as he sees that ball going towards the Mariner dugout, he scores easily.
Rangers 3 and now the Mariners 2. John Jaso on at third. 90 feet away with a tying run. 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth inning. 2-1 the count on Peguero. Nathan ready. And the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul off the catcher Torrealba. And the count is even on Carlos at 2-2. And he had a mighty swing.
Yeah, there was no hesitation in that swing by Peguero. Good fastball from Joe Nathan, 94 miles an hour. And Peguero was right on it.
2 runs are in. 4 hits for the Mariners here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. 2 outs.
Will Nathan have the confidence to throw a breaking ball here?
Jaso will lead. And the 2-2 is low, ball 3. Full count on Peguero. He left it alone.
Good read from Carlos Peguero, not going after that slider in the dirt. Joe Nathan trying to change his eye level. Fastball up high, curveball down low. Peguero was not biting.
Last year he probably swings at that pitch. This year he leaves it alone. Hit 293 down at Tacoma. We have come down to this all the way. The count 3-2 on Peguero. Game 1 of this 3-game series. And the pale pitch on the way, and it's low and outside in the dirt for ball 4. Peguero draws a walk, and now the Mariners have the winning run out at first base. First and third with 2 outs and 2 in, 3-2 Rangers. And we'll have a pinch runner for Peguero. Kawasaki will take over and pitch run for Carlos.
Great at-bat by Carlos Peguero, laying off those tough pitches down in the strike zone, down out of the strike zone. I think you're right, Rick. Going back down, you start to learn the strike zone. You start to learn what you can handle.
Munenori Kawasaki now represents the winning run on at first base. And here is Dustin Ackley looking for his first base hit of the night. He is 0 for 4. Jaso still waiting at third, the tying run. A lot of room out there in the gap in right center field for Ackley, a left-handed hitter. And a fake move to third and a look at first base.
Rick, as I'm looking at the outfield, you mentioned right center field. There's a huge gap there. Kawasaki can come around and score easily. Big area down the right field line as well. If Ackley is able to pull that ball into the right field corner, Kawasaki is going to be able to score as well.
2 on, 2 away. 2 runs are in here in the bottom of the ninth, and a toss over to first to Kawasaki, getting back to the bag. Plenty of time. With 1 out, singles by Seager, Smoke, the pinch hitter Jaso, Saunders got one by Young.
And remember, Yorvi Torrealba just came into the ball game in this inning. Mariners may take a chance and go after second base with Kawasaki.
Ackley takes a strike on the outside corner off-speed pitch, and it's 0-1 on Dustin.
The pitch well off the plate. Dustin Ackley not happy with that one. This is a breaking ball. Wow.
Not even close.
The ball is well off the plate.
And the count is 0-1 on Ackley. Another fake move to third, and back to first base right away goes Kawasaki. Fans are on their feet here at Safeco Field. Mariners making a run at their closer, Joe Nathan. Chase on at third, winning run Kawasaki, and it lead at first base. And it's another strike on the outside corner, according to fielding culprit. Then the count is 0-2 on Dustin.
I'd like to take a look because Dustin Ackley responded as like, "There's no way that's a strike," and I think he's correct again.
Yeah.
He's now stands 0-2 with 2 pitches that have been off the plate.
What a world of difference hitting 2-0 than 0-2.
You think?
Huge. Ackley trying to hang in there. Here's a toss over to first base to get Kawasaki back.
Rick, what that does is now Dustin Ackley's going, okay, so where is the strike zone? I have to expand my strike zone. I'm 0-2. I've got the tying run on third base, a winning run on first, and I've just had 2 balls called that were off the plate.
Yeah.
I've got to be swinging.
Nathan looks in from the stretch. And that pitch down and in. Ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is where Ackley really has to dig deep after those first 2 pitches were outside but were called strikes.
Joe Nathan now with 29 pitches in this inning. Very susceptible to a mistake pitch at this point in the inning. Dustin Ackley looking for something that he can drive.
Infielders turned around to the right side. The outfielders are turned around to the left side. Ackley with a swing and a miss for strike 3, and the ball game is over. The Texas Rangers hang on to win it tonight. A final score of 3-2. Mariners got 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning, left the tying run stranded at third, and the winning run on at first base. And Val, the Mariners gave it a shot there in the bottom of the 9th inning.
They were grinding all the way to the end, Rick. You know, Derek Holland pitched an extremely well ball game.
Yeah.
Only in the 4th inning did they have other opportunities, but they came back against Joe Nathan. They were 1 swing of the bat away from getting this win here tonight, but they just couldn't come up with it. And I'm just kind of upset.
I feel for Dustin, man.
For Dustin. I mean,